Welcome, everybody, to episode 184 of Perpetual Backlog. I'm your co-host, Aqua, and joining me, like always, is our other Palico co-host at the moment, Dalit.
I made it. I survived.
He's dying, actually.
Slowly, but it's fine.
Yeah. And Leek.
Hello.
But as you can see, this is not a normal episode. Because there's Monster Hunter news, and every time there's Monster Hunter news, we have to get the Monster Hunter bros on. So, give a round of applause for Lavrin.
Hello.
And Sly.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, you guys?
Pretty chill, pretty good.
Pretty good. Excited?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited. What have you guys been up to this past couple weeks? Either one can go first.
Gundam.
Yeah, he's been playing Gundam. So much Gundam.
I respect it.
and like before that, Monkey, but Gundam.
A monkey. Yeah.
Oh, Monkey's on my list. I was so sick this past week. I literally couldn't play anything. I lacked the focus.
It's an alright game. It's an alright game for what it is. Like I went in not expecting it to be, Souls-like and everything. It's an adventure, and I, appreciated the adventure. I appreciated, going on this little tour, going off the beaten path, finding secrets, doing everything I possibly can, because there's a lot to do in that game. It's deceiving how much there is to do in that game, because a lot of it you can miss. So yeah, it's just like, because of that, I just go off and I would just fuck off for like 2 hours and backtrack and see, oh, there's this thing. Oh, which leads to this thing. Oh, and you find yourself in a quest line that you had no idea about because you missed this completely little thing 2 hours ago.
No, I love it. I love it. This is fine. This
Yeah.
is fine. I think a lot of people nowadays grow up so Japan focused, but a lot of people forget that in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, the big thing was always China. So I grew up watching a lot of Chinese myth and lots of wuxia films. So I'm super excited over this for that. And I'm still confused. I didn't think this was a Souls-like. I've had people tell me it is a Souls-like. It's a Neo-like. I just let me be Monkey. Let me be an absolute bastard, and I'll enjoy myself. So it's going to be bought and paid for tonight. So I'll stop forgetting to do it. I look forward to it.
Does Wukong follow the Journey to the West storyline?
To
Yes.
my knowledge,
Yeah.
it does. Oh, I was told
Yes.
it
It's
didn't.
inspired,
Okay.
it's inspired off of it. I think they do like their own little like particular twist here and there or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I hear that there are
Forward.
characters from that story, but I hear the
Mhm.
story is not, in fact, the trio. No, the four three demons and Sanzo's journey.
Yeah.
But Sly would know best of all.
I mean, I know like a little bit about Journey of the West. Like, I haven't like read or looked into the entirety of it, but it's pretty accurate. And like I said, it did take a few liberties, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate.
Oh, you love to hear it.
Good.
Hmm.
But other than that, a lot of Mecha. Oh god, I was gonna call it Mecha Breaker. Gundam Breaker 4.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I have 4 hours in that game. I have tapped a couple of buttons. That's about it.
Oh, honey.
I'm not a Gundam guy, but I have friends that convince me.
There's just so much you can do creatively in that game. There's just, I mean, 250 base kits That's without DLC. So
Oh.
there's a ton you could do in that game. But I love my SDs. Like
Yeah, I
everybody's doing
noticed you were
crazy
playing
shit.
SD. Yeah.
Yeah, I love my little chunks. Love my little chunks. They're awesome. They're cute. They're underappreciated. They have some of the best designs. Like I pray to God we get Epion Nobunaga Gundam, because that is like one of the sickest. Either that or Arsene X Gundam. Like SDs get some of the sickest designs that like
They
normally high
are,
grade.
yeah, they get to be so much more decorative.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't watch a lot of the Gundam Force stuff, and I have played virtually nothing with them in it. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my friends are collectors, and their pieces are so cool.
Yeah. You know, like they do some crazy stuff with like SDs. Sao Sao Gundam, Liu Bei Gundam. Like
Yes,
it's
the three Kingdoms Gundams all were the
mm-hmm.
ones he collected. They were
Yep.
sick.
Yep.
I think he had all three brothers, or maybe just two brothers. Maybe it was just Liu Bei and shit, God of War. Help me out, guys. My brain is smooth tonight.
Guan
Don't
Yu.
look at me.
Guan Yu. And the last
Yeah.
one might have actually just been Cao Cao, now that I think about it.
And then
Yeah, those are sick.
and then beyond that, like the whole like that whole world, that whole like SD World Heroes, there's what Benjamin Victory Gundam, which is a freaking pirate. That's fucking
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Like, yeah, it's so freaking cool. Like, and I'm like, why can't like high grades or masters get this? And not, I mean, like they're already good designs, all like just in general, but they're just getting so artistic with SDs.
No, I respect that.
They got to give them a plus
Yeah.
side. They're so small.
Well, they did recently include master grade SDs,
Oh.
which okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
you know what's interesting too? What's interesting too about Gundam Breaker is also like someone sent me. I guess I think it was from Gundam Breaker that they made Monster Hunter Rathalos armor
Did
for a lot of their
they?
Oh
mechs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No.
you can
really
I'm
do some
not
stupid
terribly
shit in
surprised.
Breaker.
That makes sense.
You can do some stupid shit in Breaker. So yeah.
it's so
Nice.
crazy.
I know my friend Tara made a armor that looks very, very closely to Pyra's armor from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I'm
Oh,
stunned.
cool.
That's cool.
My
Yeah,
mind is
yeah,
blown
Dolly,
by
you're
this.
stunned, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look, listen, man. I knew from the moment you said, or I knew exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
So
Aegis
is it
Gundam.
is it quite
Or Aegis
customizable then?
Gundam.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
flexible like that?
very,
Very.
very
Nice.
flexible.
Yeah.
They
Extremely.
made Centaur Gundams.
Yes, they have. Though, to be fair, we've seen horse-based Gundams before. I'm
Yeah.
looking at you, Psyche. I will never forget you.
Yeah, I put like 4 hours into it. It's man. So I don't. I'm not a Gundam person. All right. I do
Okay.
like other mechs. All right. So
Uh-huh.
like I like Code Geass. I'm a big Nightmare Frame guy. All right.
Uh-huh.
I was kind of a Valvrave fan. I thought Valvrave was pretty cool. All right.
Okay.
But like when it comes to Gundams, I'm just like, I told my friend, I was like, I could pick out one Gundam, and that is the bitch basic fucking Gundam from the first Gundam.
No,
Yark
here's
said
the
A2,
thing.
yeah. Mhm.
I don't think you could, because that
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
'cause,
base model for every hero Gundam.
Oh yeah, true.
We could
No,
fake
no, no,
you
no,
out
no.
with other ones that
Actually-
look like it.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I would just be like, yeah, that looks like that. That would be like, yeah, to me that looks like that Gundam. So
Oh,
that's
and
how
you'd be
much
right,
fandom I know.
100%. Yeah.
Lav, what have you been doing? I know you said Guild Wars and Monster Hunter, right? Recently.
Guild Wars 2, Monster Hunter Iceborne, SMT5, a little bit of a mecha break as well when that was active. Those are the main things for me, yeah. Nothing too crazy.
Last week the three of us did a stream only episode where we played Deadlock.
Yeah, I gotta go Deadlock.
Oh,
I personally
Mhm.
liked it.
can't
Unfortunately,
stand
these two fellas didn't have the same opinion as me.
Yeah, no, I can't stand MOBAs.
that's fine. I don't blame you.
To be fair, though, it has nothing to do with the gunplay, or really, it has nothing to do with the game. It's just a game type that gets under my skin
hmm
by its very existence.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hmm.
So there
I
was never any hope.
Oh no.
But no, I think I said this last week. I do expect this to be one of the next big things.
Hmm.
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the game. I just
Mhm.
don't like it personally.
It's not for
Yeah.
you. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, at
Just
the
so,
moment
just
it's
so.
just balance stuff, but that's because it's like in early days, right? So they'll
Of
fix
course,
that.
of course.
Valve's very good. Well, I say I'm not sure anymore, but Valve's usually very good at balancing stuff. But I don't know. I tried Team Fortress 2 after coming back from years and years. And I was like, what the hell's happening?
Well, okay. To
What
be
is it?
fair, you're not wrong. They in fact had they had a rough streak with TF2 for a couple of years there.
Yeah, yeah. But hopefully there's not the issue with Deadlock. But yeah, it's
Certainly
kind of
hope
like
not.
if you've played Dota 2, which is the Valve's version of League, right? You'll get the lane stuff, and if you play Team Fortress 2, then you'll get the pew pew part. So it's all good.
Yeah, a matter of
Well-
fact, you probably know this because of your comparison, but it's actually made by one of the Dota devs specifically, which is why
Yeah.
it functions so much like Dota, right down to, I guess you can't deny creeps, but you can steal some of the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can steal the
So-
experience from it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is something I've only seen Dota do, but also, again, I don't mess with MOBAs, so maybe there are others.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The next time
true.
I'm messing around with it properly, it's to do with the builds and the items and stuff you apply to your character too. So I
Yeah,
Yeah.
have to figure that out.
I played one match of it before we did our thing on Tuesday, and I was like, it was an almost an hour game. I won, or like my team won, but then I immediately was like, yeah, this is why I don't play League of Legends. Because an hour of my life is gone, and I don't think I don't think it was wasted properly.
when winning doesn't rectify this feeling.
Yeah. So, I could see, I definitely can see people like enjoying it later on down the line once it gets
Yeah.
better updates. And it's probably
I mean, it's literally in
going to
testing
be free.
technically.
I think it's going to be.
I
free.
imagine so.
So, I mean, you can't
I
go wrong with
mean,
a free game.
I feel like if there was any internal discussion around selling a MOBA or hero shooter for any amount of money right now, Concord has killed any such discussions.
Yeah.
And everyone's just saying, "Nah, we'll just monetize in game. It's fine. Let's not even tempt fate."
Yeah. Other than that, I have watched a insane amount of Fairy Tale over the past 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Oh,
I was wondering, because I would occasionally hover that chat like right before I left for the evening. And I've seen like, it looks like Fairy Tale, but
Yeah.
Really? These three? I mean,
Yeah,
Aqua, I
well-
know
well-
watches it, but
Evan is passively watching it. Tara, it was Tara's idea to watch it. So, we're like 3 seasons in, and it's a lot. But other than that, I'm playing Kuro too because I gotta prepare for the new game to come out next or at the end of this month. Actually, closing in on me. Yeah. Outside of being sick, Dalit, did you play anything?
no. Is that a lie if I say no? No.
No.
Before sickness, I was having many different feelings all at the same time about
Oh.
Path of Exile.
Oh,
I
want to play this second game so bad.
so I really like Path of Exile, but also, and I mean this sincerely, fuck every content creator that says crafting is easy. What? What? Now, this isn't my first time playing Path of Exile. I have bounced off. I've bounced off this game before, but I think that was mostly just due to time because I wasn't very far in.
Mhm.
And this time I just rolled through. I just stopped paying any attention to anything that wasn't just getting through to the end game. It was great. Great to have my witch doing a wave of conviction build. Oh god, she can clear maps so well. However, if someone looks at her the wrong way, she explodes. Which is fair. I mean, I didn't build her for bossing, so I was like, whatever. However, when I didn't build her for bossing, I did, however, forget at the end of every map there's a boss, and I'm trying to build myself out of this mistake, and it's frustrating because I'm a bit currency starved. But yeah, still mostly enjoying it. Yeah, no, it's fight me. It's better than Diablo by a lot, but it's also nowhere even remotely as approachable. Like Sly, you were saying this earlier when we were talking about Battle Operations 2. The
Mhm.
learning curve is great, but once you get past it, it's a goated game. I
Hmm.
would say that about PoE, but the getting past it is it asks a lot of people who could just play Diablo and enjoy themselves. But yeah, that's all I could play. And after that point, I had a bunch of work, and then the fates pointed at me in particular and said, "You will be incredibly unwell for 3 days."
Oh damn.
Yeah, I didn't take a test to see if it was COVID. I just assumed it was and treated myself as so. I just like isolated myself.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just grabbed a bunch of work from home stuff and
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, I probably have COVID. I'm just gonna send in my stuff. Please forward all audio stuff to this email. Thank you."
What about
Get
you,
well
Mike?
soon. We don't have to talk
Thank
about what
you.
I did. We don't have to talk about what I did all week and this morning and for a long time.
Well, no, it sounds like we absolutely need to talk
well-
about this.
Or maybe I played a bit of.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I think I
Yeah, I
got you
couldn't hear you
sick.
over the cough. Yeah.
With a World of Warcraft.
Oh.
Wait, well, so a whole bunch of friends grabbed me when you're going to play this now. And okay. Like, and I ended up mindlessly grinding levels. I don't know why.
That happens.
I don't know why. It's like a red haze took over me, just ran over my eyes, and I just found myself just several days later. I don't know. It's not even like I know what the fuck's happening either. I just like jump from one thing to another.
No, it's great to hear
This-
you're enjoying that.
I can't decide if I am right now. Actually, I
Oh
don't know.
no.
I
Oh
don't know.
wait, hold on.
I've-
This
I've
changes
been
quite a bit.
I've been explained the story. In fact, like a whole bunch of us sat down and was talked at about the story.
Talked at?
Yeah, trying to explain. I'll tell you now, the cinematics for World of Warcraft are really good. Like the proper cinematic team for World of Warcraft, right?
I mean,
The fully
Blizzard
CG
Cinematics
ones.
have been carrying that company for the last 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah. So it like the story
15.
parts from that are amazing. I think not as good as I would say like Shadowbringers and stuff, because that's good storytelling, and it's consistent and coherent. But when the problem I found with Warcraft is that they just throw you in. There is no linear story unless you strictly follow an X pack. But because of how it freely lets you go everywhere, you get lost very easily, and suddenly you're in another X pack and a different storyline. And I'm very, very confused. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's very hard to digest World of Warcraft storyline through the leveling process.
Yeah.
And it's been that way since Kata or Panda.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kind of out-level, you massively out-level the areas, the story.
Yeah.
After a certain bit. And then you just don't get experience, and there's no reason for you to do any of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
I initially threw myself into Dragonflight because pretty dragon people, right? But then I got suddenly pulled into Cataclysm stuff, and then I saw pandas, and then I don't know where am I?
Yeah, that's a very World of Warcraft reaction. And then I saw pandas, was like, what? Why? Because they were a throwaway gag in Warcraft 3, I think.
See, I don't mind the panda people. In fact, there's walrus people that I wish I could be.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
Walrus. Yeah.
Look, when
Walrus
I played, the pandas were brand new, and everyone was giving them a hard time. I can't imagine where we are now with the Vulpines.
They're not playable.
and
They're like an NPC group of folks. But
true, but there are other.
Yeah.
Let's not call them furries. What's the word I'm looking for? Anthropomorphic folk. There's dragon folk and there's fox folk.
Well,
so-
I immediately saw werewolf when I'm a werewolf now.
Right,
So-
and then of course the werewolves.
Yay! But yeah, I don't know. I'm just running around. It's really bad for me because undiagnosed, yes, but I'm pretty sure I do have ADHD. I can't even pronounce it properly. That's how screwed my brain is. So me bouncing around everything, I get distracted so easily. It's like, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? And I do everything at once, and I can't stop. Help me!
That feels dangerous.
Help me!
Well, it could just be you just don't log into BattleNet. All right.
That is the answer, isn't it? I just go
That's
back
the
to Final
answer.
Fantasy where everything is linear and structured.
You just go back to Final Fantasy and actually complete Dawn Trail.
Yeah.
Before going to another MMO. And then your worries are solved.
Yeah. See, the thing is, though, I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but Dawn Trail has just not gripped me like the other ones. And I'm sad
Well,
because
I
I
hate to
like
say it.
the
no.
characters, but it just hasn't gripped me like the other ones have.
No,
Oh,
that
yeah.
seems to be a lot of what I've heard.
I forgot I was playing that.
Yeah, see? Yeah, there we go. There it is.
Yeah, my only
Yeah.
well, no, actually no, Sly's rating actually. What am I talking about? Sly is actually still
Yeah.
playing 14.
I got every job maxed out again, and I got all caught up with custom deliveries that I ignored for the past X pack. I've all caught up on the
okay.
society quests and everything. It's all maxed out. All I'm doing now is daily visits to my island sanctuary because I never did anything there. So
I unfortunately got bored of that because there's nothing really.
Fucking same.
Yeah.
yeah,
And this is coming from someone who freaking loves Stardew Valley and stuff like that, you know. But it's kind of just void of stuff. It's boring there, so I don't know. I feel really lonely there. Actually, it's like, why am I here? My friends are over there. Why am I here?
I hit credits on Dawn Trail.
Yeah.
Logged out. Played another game.
Ah.
I was just like, all right, I completed the story. I'm done. And then logged in, did 1 week of raid, and then in the middle of the of re-clearing for second week, my sub ran out, and I was like, well, not resubbing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was good. It was good X-Pack. It was just, not the best.
Yeah, I need to just sit down and stream it or something. That's the only way I'm going to go through it, I think, because otherwise I'm just going to actually become crazy playing WoW because it's actually scrambling my brain with all this stuff that it's like overstimulation. I think that's the problem. Help!
Oh God,
help!
You're petting the cat for too long.
Help!
Oh no.
Yep. So that's what I did and suffering from. Yep.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but also thank you for suffering on our behalf.
Yeah. So thank you suffering so we don't have to suffer.
Just grab me for Monster Hunter. I think that will be the cure. Just
Yeah,
yes.
true.
We need to do more
good.
stuff for Jiva and stuff because I need to level those weapons.
Well, speaking of Monster Hunter,
yeah,
I don't. Sly Labyrinth, I don't know if you were aware, but Gamescom happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, man.
Were you guys aware of that?
I definitely was completely unaware of all the information that they were giving out.
Did you know there was a new Monster Hunter game coming out next year?
Shut the front door.
Yeah, I know, right? I Monster Hunter is a very niche game series. Okay, all right. I don't think you guys. It might be you guys might be too highbrow for it. I just had to make sure that you guys knew that there's a new game coming out. But all jokes aside, did we ever think Wilds was going to look this good?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have faith.
I believe.
I mean, I knew about all this kind of stuff in terms of how the devs do their process, especially when I saw the already framework other games before it, like Street Fighter. So I'm like, okay, so that's how Monster Hunter's gonna look. Cool.
Yeah. I guess true. I guess. So.
Tell you what though.
What?
After playing World, I knew this game was going to be beautiful, but some of the things we've seen since then, like the actual setting, has been actually stunning. Is it Lullabarina?
Yeah, Lullabarina.
Yeah. Lullabarina, yeah.
Its little nest is beautiful, and that's just one little tiny section of a entirely shrouded forest. It's stunning, the ideas that they've come up with to make the subsections of these settings so distinct.
And we've only seen 2 areas.
Yeah,
exactly.
We've only seen 2 areas. We know that there's an area under the desert area,
and we also know that there are hot and cold zones because we already got to see a food ingredient that does that gives you hot and cold resistance.
Okay. And I was telling Dalit this when we first saw Lullabrina, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, all right, that monster's not even the apex of that forest.
Yeah, Raid Dow is just a so is Raid Dow that's the apex of the first map?
Yeah, the first map. It's just a monster.
Lullabrina is not the apex.
She's just there.
I'm like, what else is in this fucking forest that is scarier than that thing?
I don't know, but it's not going to look as good. The Monster Hunter crew doesn't always get insects the most right. Actually, that's not true. I think every insect monster they've made has actually been top tier. Removing, of course, Vespoids. They're just
Oh, yeah.
bastards.
Oh, they're
yeah.
annoying little shits, yeah.
Yeah.
But barring the endemic life,
Yeah.
every major monster they've done from the insect side of things has been incredible. Even Celtis and Celtis Queen, which are probably, in my opinion, the weakest design. One of the best armor sets, though.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
spiders in particular, and I think that they've all been Nersilla, Shrouded, the Kadakis, both of them were great, and now Valabarina, absolutely spectacular. It's no
I
Gore
really thought it was
Magala,
Lancer.
but also I'm vanilla as hell.
Wow.
So
You mean
I
it's
do
no
like the most popular design.
it's no Thor Magala. Let's be real here.
No, I think Valabarina looks
Boo.
way better than Raydal.
Boo. Boo.
The Raydal, I mean,
Boo.
like Thor, like I don't blame you. Like,
Dude, ain't nobody
it's-
calling it Ray Dow. Ain't nobody calling it. It's Thor Magala.
That's Ray. That's Ray.
I'm
It's
gonna,
Ray
Ray.
Ray. Okay.
That's Ray.
I'm
Ray.
gonna call it Ray. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's just been,
He's the owner of Ray Ray's ribs.
damn. That sounds like a man who's gonna overcook.
Andy,
them
Andy
ribs,
likes
though.
Ray Ray. Thank you, Andy. So you're the odd one out, Aqua.
I like Ray Dow. But Thor Magala just sounds funny. All right, and it's funny. All right, it's like a Magala skeleton. All right, and it does lightning, so it makes
So
sense.
I don't know about
Right.
a Magala skeleton. Magalas are six-winged creatures or six-limbed creatures, my guy.
Hey man, skeletons
This
are
is a wyvern.
skeletons, okay? Skeletons are skeletons. You can take bones out of skeletons, all right?
Yeah. Wait. God, okay.
Yeah, we'll move past that. Yeah, but like I was saying, like Lullabrina's not even the apex of the forest area. I'm
True.
like I'm afraid to see what would be scarier than that. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Ray Dow, Ray Dow's scary. All right, he doesn't look that scary, but when you see that giant lightning bolt hit your face and you die instantly or whatever, that's actually pretty fucking scary. And I get Kyrian flashbacks now from it, honestly. But something in that forest is going to be like even like higher up on the food chain than that thing is.
Yeah.
And that thing has its own like little arena.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. And then when I first saw Lullabrina, I immediately was like, all right, I know where that Charge Blade set came from immediately.
Yeah.
The Charge Blade set that they showed in the video, I was like, that's a sick armor and like Charge Blade or whatever. And then
It
they
was
showed
very pretty.
Lullabrina, and I was like, holy crap, that's coming from that thing. I guess everybody's going to be fighting that thing.
Very pretty.
Nah. Wilds just looks insane. All right, I remember when we were all playing World and we were sitting here like, all right, now what if World was like open world? All right, and then Capcom's like, bet, and now we're just open world Monster Hunter now.
Yeah, I was curious because it does seem like you can actually stay in the world, right, for as long as you want. You can even like stop from going to the camps and stuff. You can just continue on. Do you think there'll be loaded areas like what World had, or do you think it'll just be continuous?
It's got to be a loading zone at some point.
Does there though?
Like,
I don't
yeah,
think so. I don't
yeah. I
believe
think that I think just because of architecture, like,
it's
they
natural
have
for
to
us to think.
somewhere.
It's natural for us to think of limitations, right? Because we're limited, and the devs are limited by the platforms, right? Each platform,
Right.
So
Right.
it has to work on every fucking platform. Can every current gen do the crazy shit they're expecting? And I'm thinking
Exactly.
yes.
Sly's figured it out. Well, can.
I'm also thinking
this is-
yes as well.
I disagree, and I disagree strictly because Microsoft is weird. If this was
That's
just
on them.
the series, if this was just the Series X, I would say yeah, sure. But we know for a fact that the Series S is kind of like an anchor around this gen, and if it has to be,
Go ahead.
do I have it backwards?
No, I'm asking. We've confirmed the platforms. Has Switch been confirmed as a platform for this?
No.
Okay,
No,
so yeah,
no.
fuck yeah, we're good. We're good.
Wait,
yeah.
So you think that an Xbox Series S can run this full potential?
Not full potential. There will be some limitations to it, but that'll
But
be
so
within its own limitations.
you're right.
Yeah.
So, but you don't
That'll
think
be-
that like memory will be one of those limitations?
No. I mean,
Okay.
like S Series S will probably be like one of the weaker showings, just because of its limitations. But other than that, like it's gonna do what it can. It might sound like it's taken off from RDU while it tries
Yeah,
to.
you're not wrong about that.
But yeah,
Shit
like
engine.
yeah.
You got to remember,
No,
Microsoft also took away the needing it to be feature parodied as well.
I've only heard that true of Baldur's Gate.
Hey man, if they make an exception for one, they have to make an exception for all.
Which is the logical takeaway. I still think there will be a soft loading zone between every major region, and certainly between any time you step into a civilized quote unquote area.
Do you mean like a hitch?
Yeah, like you will need to load something. Like it's not going to be seamless throughout.
I disagree only because Dragon's Dogma exists.
True.
Fair.
There
But
is
didn't
not a
Dragon's
single
Dogma have a
screen.
pretty major issue because of that?
It had an issue
No.
with
It had an
NPCs
issue because of
NPCs in
NPCs.
one town.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I must have misunderstood then. Fair enough.
The AI for
Yeah.
NPCs is what bogged down the CPU for Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, and it's and also
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God.
My thought process on that, on the whole thing with Monster Hunter, is I don't believe it's going to have any load screens unless it's obviously like I'm going to fast travel to the frozen map from the first map. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a given. But like
Yeah, and that's of course that'll happen then.
yeah, and when it comes to traveling, no, I don't think there's going to be load screens. If Dragon's Dogma is any indication, I think that they probably want to do the same thing with Wilds, honestly.
Fair.
And the maps also do connect to each other,
Yeah.
at least that we know of so far, because the first and second map literally just connect to each other.
Yeah, you can see the.
I mean,
forest.
isn't that technically true of World though?
So you can't travel from the, for example,
Lore-wise,
yeah, you have to
Yeah.
use the map.
I'm
right?
being a little shit.
They just
Yeah.
make you use your imagination to see how
Yeah.
how you would connect between one map to the other, but I
Yeah.
mean, that just further proves my point, if anything.
Yeah.
Fair.
Also, this game is running. This is going to be the first game running off of the Rex version of RE Engine, right?
No, not that we
Do
know
we
of.
know that? I'm pretty sure that this
They
game's been in
haven't.
development for too long.
It has been in development for I think about 6 years. I think like a bit since Iceborne's release or something like that, or whatever. So it's been a
Yeah, no,
while.
my assumption this will be probably the swan song of the last engine.
Yeah.
Though they might say that it's one of the very first games developed on the new engine. I don't know. Development time is a bitch to figure out.
I would if anything, I would sooner believe that that they are probably trying a little bit of the Rex engine with Wilds, but not fully. They're probably using it as a test dummy or something. If anything, I would believe that more than it being completely on the Rex engine currently.
Okay. Yeah, I could see them having in like maybe some features, because I know Rex is just the RE engine, but with some with tweaks to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rex being like RE Next or something.
Yeah, that's what it's called, like RE next gen. Yeah. But I know it's just the RE engine, but with more tweaks to it, and
Now
so I
that
don't know. I
said-
don't know if that's tweaks in the middle of developing Monster Hunter Wilds or not.
Yeah, depending on how compatible this is with itself, which saying it out loud feels really stupid. There's a good chance that this could be a maiden voyage for that engine because, I mean, it's I hate to say it, but it's kind of like the different Unreals where you can more often than not drag and drop a previous workflow into it and it'll mostly work.
Yeah.
So this could be a case of that, but when working at such a large scale where there's so much to do, I'd rather go for the comfort of, going on the older engine that we know will work. But I'm also not Capcom with Capcom money, so
Hmm.
who knows?
I know. I mean, all I know is that the RE engine's like pure magic.
Oh no, that's black magic, sir.
Well, I said, well, okay, yeah.
Nothing pure about that.
Pure black magic. There you go. How about that? I know
Like, developers are all stirring a cauldron while they're working.
Yeah. I know from what I've seen over the past couple of like showcases that they showed this past month is that like everything from like just being able to like pick up there's no more quest boards, so I guess if people are going to be missing like the whole fantasy aspect of it with there being a quest board. Now you just open up your map and you're like, you see that monster there? Let's fuck that one up. That one specifically.
Yep.
And then you could just like walk up to a monster and smack it or whatever, and it starts a quest technically for it. Man,
You can even detour.
True, you can even detour. Yeah. How rough do you think this might be on like computers as compared to like how
Yeah.
World was at launch?
Oh, if you're saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if that game also has an issue because both World and Rise had issues day one on
Oh, yeah,
PC.
true.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably wait.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm afraid because like I'm gonna boot up this game on launch on my PC and it's gonna be like, yeah, no, not gonna work. That's what I'm afraid of.
This begs the question: what are y'all getting? What are y'all getting it on?
Oh,
Oh,
PC.
PC.
I'm still
100%.
I'm still gonna get it on PC because I plan to mod it eventually.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's
correct,
all
yeah.
it comes down to.
Yeah.
I want to get when people eventually start modding in interesting. Well, I assume that'll be the case. You'll still be able to mod in unique quests
Probably.
and such. So yeah, like I'm looking. This is strictly a long-term type of thing.
Yeah. It's also one of those things where maybe the community will probably find something that they'll fix that the devs probably never will, because sometimes that does happen with games. So
Yeah.
Also, that's fair, honestly.
and I know mind you, if I'm playing on console, I don't really have to worry about that at all. But like that's more like a bonus for me for getting it on PC. It's just that I don't have to worry about any of that stuff because the community will always find a way to fix it.
Yeah.
Realistically, the answer would have been both, but Capcom
Mm.
decided to be super based and just said nope, crossplay off the bat, or crossplay at all, frankly. So
Yeah, that's big. That's big for Monster Hunter crossplay.
I kept
yeah,
telling
no, for sure.
Kept telling people for years it's gonna have it.
What?
Street Fighter was the first sign of it, and then
100%.
Exoprimal was.
Capcom ID, man.
They
That's
had to have the infrastructure first, and they made Capcom
Yeah.
ID,
And this
which
had to be
people
something that
don't
was built.
like, but
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. They can complain all
it'll
they want to.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
the only reason that allows us to have things like this.
They're not even asking you to download a fucking launcher, dude. Just have another
Oh my
account that
god,
you
Lav,
link.
you're in my brain. Right. They're just asking you to sign up and then remember what you used to sign up.
Yep.
This isn't an Origin or a Battle. What's the Blizzard one?
Uplay has one as
Battle.net.
well, I think.
Yep.
Battle.net. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah. No.
Ubisoft
Like though,
has it.
admittedly, those I can't stand either. I hate having to consistently install launchers on them.
I
My
I just
rig,
can't
but I've
stand
n-
Ubisoft in general. Like honestly,
can't either.
I mean, I respect it.
with that's what makes me like, as much as I love Monopoly, I can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
Monopoly anymore just because of Ubisoft.
That's why I play on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, true.
I can flip the
True.
table while I'm over there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think the only Ubisoft game that I even like load up at any ever point in time is because I have Uno, and you have to load up a Uplay to play Uno. So
Sorry, my computer doesn't have Uno on it.
I mean, I have I have actual Uno.
Your computer doesn't have Uno on it?
How do you not have Uno, Charlotte?
It's very easy. You just get Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, true.
I use Tabletop Sim for everything and anything when it comes to those things.
Are you going to be using Baldur's Gate
brain went to
3
emo.
for D&D now?
I mean, it's a possibility if I ever do that. Yeah.
Because
Have they
Very good.
made the thing for it? Have they done the thing like they did for?
They announced
Divinity?
it. They announced that they're doing the thing where you have where you can make your own maps and everything in Baldur's
Wait,
Gate
back
3.
up. They actually did that for Divinity?
Yeah, like Divinity had a thing where like they had basically there was a GM and there would be players,
Yeah.
and you could set your own thing, create your own kind of session. Yeah, Divinity 2 had it. I don't know about 1. But
Oh,
2.
Yes.
I had
so,
no idea. And my
Solaris. Do you
dumbass
remember,
has
does
said-
anyone?
Go ahead.
No, does anyone remember Solaris? It was like came out before Baldur's Gate 3, but unfortunately suffered from terrible voice acting. Mechanically, it played really nicely, but that has a thing you can make your own maps and run your own games in it as a D&D thing.
Oh, you were telling me about this.
Yeah.
I think you might have. Do you say it on cast?
Yeah, she said it. They said it on cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I now remember this.
Yeah. What you were saying?
Yeah. No, you re-blew my mind. I don't know anymore.
Okay.
But
yeah.
They announced Baldur's Gate now, or Larian announced that they're doing that for Baldur's Gate. So
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. But back to Monster Hunter. As Lav said, obviously they're getting the PC version to mod it. Which I didn't realize what you can mod in, like special quests.
Yeah.
Like your own quests. I didn't know that. I've seen like all other mods for it, but I've never seen that.
People have made like the Resurgence mod and things like that, which added some Frontier monsters and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, they added one of the Frontier monsters in there. And they also had artists that were, I believe, commissioned to make the unique armor and weapons for that mod as well, so they can make it look official. So it wasn't just like we're just gonna reskin this and that's it. Like it actually is all new stuff, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's good.
It also looks very good too.
Yeah. Because I never played Frontier.
It's
unfortunately.
good.
If I play Frontier, it's only going to be for the Trails crossover that they had.
I don't even know if that's even available anymore, or at least currently.
I've seen some of them. Like I definitely got, like my cat is Nero at the moment, so some of the crossover stuff is in there.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing the Trails stuff, but I wasn't looking very hard.
Well, I mean, if it's not in there, then I'm not playing. Yeah. So leading up to Gamescom, they gave us 14 videos of weapons
Yes.
of like some of their new move sets and what they could
Yes.
do.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask Lab this question because I did ask Lab this question like a week ago, and he gave me the "man, I'm going to play all of them" answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sly, I know you're the American Lance player here, but and
Do you believe in
Swag.
freedom?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I believe in freedom. Yeah. So I assume that first thing you're gonna pick up is American Lance.
America.
He's gonna have Gun Lance Weapon 1, Gun Lance Weapon 2.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
like what's his face on the stage? What's your second weapon gonna be? Oh, another hammer.
Yeah.
if it works, why change what works, man?
Elemental hammer, raw hammer. There we go. I don't know, man. I've been experimenting with weapons in World the past month. I think I'm currently using a sword and shield. But I swapped over to Lance, and I think I played a little bit of Swax.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna pick up. They all look really good.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm most likely gonna start with Switch Axe and probably Charge Blade, but I also go back to Insect Glaive because I love just jumping around like a fool.
It's fair.
And for range, I would probably go with Heavy Bowgun, probably because the video I saw looked really fucking cool.
She's gonna make it rain. They're gonna make it rain.
Ow! I hit myself. Yep.
You good?
No.
I don't know.
It's fine. Continue.
I don't know. Like, all right, so I'm never gonna play Hunting Horn, and that's not because I don't like Hunting Horn or whatever. I just know that Hunting Horn is probably not going to ever be for me. Probably the same with Charge Blade, because I already have Carpal Tunnel. I don't think I need more Carpal Tunnel.
Okay,
Right.
now I think me and Lav argued this last time. I do not think Charge Blade is that difficult. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know why this meme has escalated into fact. It's not that bad. It's not that
It's
bad.
not. I
It's
don't
a
think it's
high skill
difficult.
ceiling.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah. Because
It's a high
there are
skill
lots of
ceiling.
pieces. You can charge the shield. You can charge the sword.
You can charge
Uh,
shield, charge sword, charge
yep.
axe. You
Yep.
have to make sure you learn guard points. You have to learn the guard
Mhm.
points on multiple morphing animations. You have to learn the monster's attack patterns and then apply all of that at once. And then
So
the
Yeah.
FAD.
Yeah, so it was definitely you and I arguing about this. I will say this. My only disagreement with what you said is that you've used the word have to, and that is fundamentally not true.
I mean, if
But
you want to play it
otherwise, then
optimally,
yeah, no, fair.
Yeah,
play
but
it
I'm always
optimally, you have
I'm always
to.
talking about optimally. I mean, you can also say the same thing for any other weapon. I don't have to true charge slash with greatsword and then just be bored the whole time, I guess.
So, but this is true, and people will do that. And I've heard no one suddenly say that. I mean, look, I just find it weird that all the places that I go to that talk about my weapon talk about it like you need a PhD. I am a smooth-brained silverback gorilla. I promise you don't. What you
Yeah,
need are
it's
like 10
comparative.
hunts with the weapon max before you figure out everything but maybe guard point timings. That's
Yeah.
monster by monster. What are you gonna do?
It's comparative. You have more to worry about on charge blade than you do with any other weapon.
And that is true. I certainly wouldn't say that it's not the most difficult weapon to learn, all things considered. But it's specifically the way it's talked about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
It
think
just-
Andy put
it
it
drives me
simply in the
insane.
chat. Andy said, there's lots of chores about it. That's all
it's all
it
about
really
upkeep.
is.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm so defensive about this in particular. I've played Lance way longer than I've played Charge Blade, and everyone calls that boring as shit. And I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I think it's
Very
not
nice.
hard
Say
to
one
learn.
bad thing about Charge Blade. Like,
Yeah, it's
no,
not.
you
It's not
listen
hard.
here.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to learn because if I could learn it, then anyone really can do it. Because I'm just so scrambled brain with things. But it is to master it. To master it is a bit different because you do have to take
Sure.
time to learn everything, right? And perfectly time things for each monster. So that part, not everyone has the patience to do. I think
You're missing
that's
out.
what's yeah.
This is an all-purpose weapon. The one thing it can't do is blunt.
Mhm.
Well,
I
actually,
was just about
impact.
to say that.
Impact file, you can blunt.
Yeah, but Charge Blade or Bonk.
I mean, no, it's not going heads up with a hammer. That's I'm no fool. I understand this.
I think one of the things that stood out to me in the videos was dual blades.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're
gonna
fun
feel
new
good.
tech.
It's gonna feel good to because it looks like you can't miss the Levi spin now because it seems like it's a focus attack now.
Yes, it is. It is a focus attack that lets you redirect it in other directions. Actually,
Oh, that's
yep. You go down the entire
That's
spine, and you can
crazy.
also go down like the arms and everything too.
Yeah.
okay.
So this is what I want to talk about a little bit because these are new things. So we have the focus attack, we have offset attack, and that kind of thing, right? Power clashing. How do you feel about that? Because there was a specific like basics mechanics video they put out, separate to the individual weapons videos. And
Right.
it did show other things like here the mounts as well. You can like use your grapple hook from the mount to collect stuff as you're running along and that kind of thing. You can change. You have 2 weapons you can take on with you with hunts now. You can swap them out. So all
Mhm.
this new stuff that we've learned, how do you feel about that?
I love
What are
it.
your thoughts?
I wished that was. I expected that's what the Clutch Claw would have been when Iceborne came out,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all I ever did was complain about how I was only able to use the claw on either the monster or a wedge beetle, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is
Mm-hmm,
nothing. But I feel like they'll improve upon it later on, and here we are now. We can use it for so many different things. It's very good, and they
It's
also.
pretty.
I'm
Go
sure
ahead.
that ISO took my idea of the being able to use a mount as a way to like get back up quickly, and they just said let's just contextualize that and just make it make it
Yeah.
into something what it is now.
Mm-mm.
'Cause it's the only thing different between my idea and what we got with the sacred is just the fact that there's no claw to like shoot to the mount to drag yourself like along the ground. You just literally just
You're
have
just
them pick
on
you
it.
back up. Yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Press
okay,
up.
sure, that's
Press
fine
up
by
on the
me.
D-pad.
Yeah,
Also, the mounts are your secret is can automatically run to the monster. So you can do
yep.
whatever while you're while you're mounted, which is
I
pretty
do love
cool.
auto run. I love
Yeah.
auto run.
It'll just follow a monster when it runs away.
Yeah.
A friend I was talking with because we were talking about the I guess the mechanic of doing sneak attacks. Because it looks like you can do sneak attacks like in the middle of the fight somehow. And I don't know if it was fully explained how like what is the I guess the conditions to meet for being able to do a sneak attack. But
I don't believe that was in mid hunt. I think it was
um
just Gilly Mantle and that was it, or just
no
be
no no
behind the
no
monster.
there was something during the
There was a button prompt where you could
during the
walk up.
PAX during the PAX West thing the other day.
Oh, I didn't see the PAX West stuff actually.
The Doshiguma went to attack, like in the middle of the fight, went to attack the Rei Dao. And you could do
Oh,
a you could do a sneak attack on the
well
Doshigomo.
then,
Oh, well, that'll just be because it stopped
it's,
focusing you. Like the
yeah.
fight
Yeah,
with you
Mhm.
was considered
Yeah.
over.
I assumed it was like an aggro thing or whatever. If
Yeah,
like
yeah. I think
if
you're right
another
about
monster
that.
picks up the aggro, you can actually like do another sneak attack. Or when your Gilly Mantle comes off, you throw on Gilly Mantle, hide, and then go back and do another sneak attack. Or like when it runs away, you might be able to like sneak back up on it and do a sneak attack when it runs away.
Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting to me seeing the way that these concepts have grown from World. Because everything that's been named, with the exception of being picked up by the Sacred, are ideas that were in World and have just been um, logically progressed.
Yeah.
Like you had the Tail Raiders, which became the Palamute, which has become the
Mm-hmm.
Sacred, and then you had what was the Clutch Claw? Because the Clutch Claw was Iceborne, but there was something
Yeah.
before that in World. I forget
Slinger.
what they
Pop.
called it.
The
The
Slinger.
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 Yeah, thank you.
It's like, yeah.
Where you could do like even less, and then we've seen the progression from that to wire bugs to all right, we'll pull back on that just a little bit, and we have this here. So I think it's been really cool watching them. Like I can't quite say in real time because I didn't realize how long it had been since World, but
Yeah.
over the years watching it, yeah, no, it feels bad when you find out how long it's been.
Almost a decade. We're getting
Don't
there.
say the words. But yeah, like genuinely these things, which I think a lot of people will just see as like little things, but like no, like this for me, this is really
It's a big
impressive.
deal. No, it's
Yeah,
it's definitely a big deal.
watching the devs like really pick this clean, because I think especially in Rise, there was so much about the game became the baby this, baby that. It's like, well, look, they were trying out a lot of new fun stuff in the more arcadey version.
Exactly.
Now when we go back to the more sim aspect, they'll know what they can get away with and what they need to maybe bring down a bit.
Mhm.
So I'm very pleased with what I've been seeing. A lot. Like I'm
same.
super pleased. But this game was already off to such a big start when it gave me so many feelings towards 4 and 4U. So I've been in since pretty much I've been in since day one because it has Monster Hunter in the title. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I mean, a lot of people were making comparisons to characters that were in 4 and 4U to the characters that are in Wilds. Do you think that because like I think what the characters in 4 didn't have names, right? They had
No.
occupations. or whatever.
Exactly, because that's how it's just how it was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is like the continuation of that, of these characters?
Yes and no. I came out pretty early against Gemma being Little Miss Forge, and then people have thrown so much information at me that's like, well, it's really hard for me to keep saying she's not with all of these pieces of information that really make it seem like that's a grown up Little Miss Forge, but little girl's all grown up.
Not to mention there's also the lance wielder.
Yeah, the
trailer.
Lance.
Yes, the guild lead seems to be the ace. I forget what his actual title was. It was an ace lancer, but yeah. And to be fair, Alva looks a lot like the guild marm, but I doubt there's a relation there. She just happens to look a lot like her.
Yeah.
That is a different character.
But other things that are out in this world, there are apparently like little towns you can visit. If I recall, Max saying in the little preview he got to see or whatever, they went to another town to get some cheese. Apparently, there's a quest to get some cheese.
There's
another
cheese
town.
in Monster Hunter.
Apparently, yeah.
Basically just small villages or things like that show other inhabitants of the regions doing their own their own, just doing their own thing, and they have their own unique cultures that are different between the other regions of the map
Yeah.
that you explore too.
Yeah, I do like this a lot
I
because
do
we were
too.
just restricted to the hunter lodges and camps, and now that we actually have an excuse to explore and actually see other folks living in the world rather than just being, you know, restricted to the hunters and ecological assistance and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This game feels more literal of what Monster Hunter World's title is than Monster
Yeah,
Hunter World.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a living, breathing world now. So.
yeah.
It feels actually lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, until
And
this point, we've had things like GU, was the closest we got. We had multiple hubs,
Yeah.
Yes.
reminiscent, not even reminiscent, that were the previous games. But that itself is still different from going into the wilds. Yeah, I know,
Yep.
and meeting the people that actually live out there. I feel a lot of the guild protected lands didn't really feel um what's the word? They didn't feel as impacted by the surroundings, except for when, the guild the quests came up where they would say that the Rathian is back and he's pissed.
Uh,
But whereas like this one, you're clearly going into we're going into a zone where we've seen they get attacked by a Doshiguma. Like like this actual living space will be under meaningful threat.
mm-hmm.
So I think that's really cool. And I
Mhm.
think that the narrative, like 4, I'm sorry, it's all going to be 4 related for me, is going to be like so fucking good because it
Four
has
is
to be.
4 is the closest game to Wild, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sandboat and
Hmm.
everything.
It's the only game that has you actually travel as a caravan to other
Yeah.
parts of the
Yes,
world. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just so.
It'd be
yeah,
nice.
they took a boat over to the New World and they started caravanning across the New World. Now
Mhm.
we're in the Forbidden Lands,
Yeah.
as they like
Well,
to say.
the reason why I was excited to play Frontier earlier this year was because I wanted a taste of what Wilds is going to be narratively. Because I liked what 4 was, as has been said. It's the one that pushes you outside of the guild restricted lands into the frontier, the wilds. And like this has so much room for like actual growth of the series. And I know we all love seeing our fan favorites come back. And they will be here. We've already seen Rathalos, and I'm sure we will see so many more returning faces because they kind of have to. But we've already seen the designs of these monsters are so drastically different than what we've seen before. I can't wait.
Um, I was suggesting this because this game obviously is running off the back of what was built for World. All right.
Mhm.
How easily do you think it will be for them to just port over some of the world monsters into this game? Like some of the monsters that they maybe either specifically made for World or whatever, because I feel like they already have a slew of monsters in World that they could just bring over. Um, and obviously they'd have to tweak their AI to work in this world. But do you think it would be like easy for them to just, because they have that roster of monsters already, like made on this architecture?
it'll
Mhm.
definitely be easier than World's transition. So
For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Um, because I was thinking like they have a whole list of monsters. Obviously, outside of the new monsters they're going to be bringing in, or whatever, they could, with as little development time as they probably could, just be able to port over those monsters as well, like the ones that make sense at least.
yeah,
Um,
Mm.
again, it's possible. I don't
uh,
see why Why not?
Demand
Yeah,
Basil
I'm sure
Geese.
that
I need this
I'm
sound.
sure that that does actually make a lot of this easier. Obviously, there's so much you still have to do in terms of making the old monsters
Yeah,
react correctly in
that's
the
true.
new environments.
Yeah, I said tweak
The
the
new
AI and everything.
Yeah. So like there's gonna be AI changes, there's going to be hit zone changes, there's gonna be a lot of things like that. But in terms of like just having the skeleton, we know that this is something that they did for a long time on previous hardware and previous engines, and it's why some of those games got to have very large rosters, and it's a big reason why World didn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we don't know, but man, I hope you're right. I
I
Yeah,
really
demand Basil
do.
Geese. I need the B-52 music. All right.
even then, Iceborne has a lot of monsters. It has gotten so many monsters by
Yeah.
the time
Agreed.
it's done. So,
Yes. Yes,
and
this is fair.
I personally hope that we don't get a lot of returning monsters for Wilds. I just want brand new ones for the
Mm.
majority of the roster. I love the old monsters and all that, and it's always nice to see how they change them. But I like seeing brand new ideas. Like Lullabarina is a crazy enough design as is. Like
Yeah.
Agreed.
it's ridiculous. Like everything about like Raid Dow is cool and all, and it's really cool how it interacts with the environment. But the only thing interesting about that monster is that its horns form a rail cannon, and you shoot it. Wow,
Yeah.
cool. Lullabarina literally has fingers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it literally dances like a ballerina, which is what Lullabarina means.
Yeah.
It's
A
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
ballerina
sick.
Yeah.
on top of actual world building and creating
Mhm.
an entire crimson web. Like what? It's just crazy. Like there's so much
Mm.
and that's not even an apex monster. It's just there.
Yeah.
So
And it should be noted, we haven't even seen the flagship yet. They've made a point of
True.
saying that out loud.
Yeah.
yeah,
Multiple
Like
times.
these are just monsters.
yep,
I'm personally hoping, like they showed with Doshaguma, more pack tactic monsters as well.
yeah,
That fully, like as a herd, will go after you and protect their one key monster. Um, I want to see that because I know there's lots of different little pack herd monsters in
Yeah,
previous games, but they're not really something you go after. Not really,
it's
unless you
true.
want armor and stuff. I want a reason to have like fight actual herds and that kind of thing, or at least that they be threatened by them.
yeah.
It- uh,
They did a good job
yeah,
with what they did with Wilds for sure. And this is something that I've always talked to people about when it comes to Monster Hunter as it's aged over the years, and it's that ever since Monster Hunter first came out, that game that game with of course with its limitations because it was a PlayStation 2 title and all that, but
yeah,
over the years that game relied on your imagination for it to really come to life.
hmm
Now
Mhm.
look now where we are in 2024 and when 2025 when the game comes out, um we have very little imagination to work with, but we can still use our imagination to come up with other new things that branch off from the crazy technological jump that we got from 2004 to then to is in 2025. Like it's nuts. Like I can actually see a herd of monsters that will defend themselves and
yep,
will just kind of just move in a pack as they normally do. And we saw that in the first Monster Hunter, but you hit one monster and they're just like, "Oh, gotta go, time to leave," and they
yep,
just leave the map. It's like, okay,
yep,
Mhm.
yep,
well, I mean, it looked cool at the beginning, and then after a while, the
Hmm.
illusion's kind of broken, and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
And now you don't have that that like that you don't have you don't just have that that experience of seeing a pack of small monsters. You also see large monsters.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's insane. That's absolutely insane. So, that's a
Mm.
very, very that's probably I'm not gonna say that, like, everybody is seeing this, any less important than I am kinda thing, but I'm here to say that I wanna stress this a lot. That is
Okay.
much more important than people probably think it is. That the pack system, the way that it is now in Wilds exists the way that it does. That
Yep.
is that is a huge difference in what it used to be and what it is now, what it's going to be.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, another monster I was actually excited about only because of what it did to the environment was set traps, which was the Balahara. It made a sand trap that
Yeah.
actually like trapped not only monsters but also the hunters as well. If you're not
Mhm.
careful,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yep.
They set traps, not us. What?
To be fair, I have never been pitfalled before, so well played.
Wait until you play more Frontier. You're gonna see that.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
Well,
one thing as well about the amount of monsters that are on screen and that you can hunt and how seamless it is
Yeah.
with that entire game is I just hope that with how simple it is to get in, do a hunt, be done, go into another hunt, and you don't have to do anything but open up a menu and go to where you want to go in like a less than a minute's worth of time. I really hope that it's not easy to craft gear in that game. I don't want it to be like get 3 shells and 3 scales and
yeah,
a
fair.
claw and
Yeah.
there you go. No, that's not that you're gonna be done with the game so fast. And I personally, I would rather the game weed out the weak motherfuckers that are like, this game is taking so long to craft a single piece of armor. I'm done. Than someone that will be like, I did everything I wanted to. I crafted my one set and my one weapon, and I'm done. And there's nothing to do. Like I'd rather deal with the former than the latter because that game's always been about what you make of it, what you want
Yeah.
to do in that game. And people who choose to say that the game doesn't have a lot going for it, there's not a lot to do, are the same people that that just say, "Oh, I made this one thing. That's all I wanted to do. One weapon, one set of armor. I got all the way to the end, and then that was basically it. There wasn't much else to it." Like those people genuinely do not understand what the purpose of that game's design is about. That they give you the freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do, and the time that you put into it is like, it's completely indicative
Yeah.
of like how much fun you're having. And if you're just
Yeah.
sitting there
Mhm.
doing like one thing and then you're done in like 10 hours, well, I mean, hate to break it to you, man, but there's 14 weapons. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know.
Facts.
Try to do something different.
People forget the game's name is literally Monster Hunter. All right.
Yep.
You're there to do one thing, and that is to hunt monsters. All right. Whether that takes you 5 seconds or it takes you 3 years to get like 12 different armor types. All right. You're doing the one thing that the game wants you to do, and that's weed out the population of all these monsters.
Yeah.
I mean,
eh,
look, like
Pretty much.
like you said, it's in the name, Monster Hunter. You are thing twoing thing one.
Yeah.
It is in fact just that simple. In terms of like, I do want it to be I do want it to be more difficult than it's felt in recent games. Um, though in terms of the like no hub feel, I hope that this means that playing through with like mates is going to be tolerable this time because it was a beautiful idea in Worlds to just be able to go straight from hunt to expedition and keep hunting,
Mhm.
except that every hunt had a story cutscene attached to it, and
Yeah.
if it did, you couldn't do it with a mate until both of you watched it. So
My
I
thought
hope that
process on that currently is depending on how that is still implemented. They said you can just skip cutscenes and then just go into joining somebody, which is still not necessarily an upgrade per se,
yeah.
but you can still at least skip cutscenes and then just go in and do what you want to do, kind of stuff,
Mm.
kind of stuff. But like, it still isn't a step forward if you can't just go in and watch the cutscene together because other games have done that before. Like, so
Mhm.
it's still weird. Um, in terms of the hub stuff and everything, I really do wonder if they do have a gathering hub, even if it's just for the sake of just atmosphere. I think
Sure.
it'd be nice and all that, but I mean,
I don't know if the World Hub was as successful as they wanted to be, but I thought that was amazing. It's my favorite place to hang out in Celiana,
Oh
and
yeah.
I try not to be in Astera ever. So,
Yeah, no, the only gripe I have with the hubs in the world is just the fact that I can't be in like the town itself and
Yeah,
see other
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
right.
I'm hoping WILDS changes that because it
I'm
does suck.
Well,
no, I'm pretty
Well,
sure Wilds is
yeah.
already fixing all that, no problem. I'm pretty
Good,
sure
good, yeah.
because
I was about to say
even Rise did
Rise
it.
fixed that, so
Yeah. I think it's gonna be just actually, no, that is gonna be the case, I'm pretty sure, because when they were showing off multiplayer gameplay, when they joined in SOS, they were just still there when the hunt was
Okay,
over.
that's
So,
Yeah.
good.
I think they can just go back into the town whenever they want to, on top of the fact that
mm,
you can now skip the end of quest wait time, which is cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
that was cool. I
Yes.
wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that.
I'm curious about the structure of it. So, like, if, for example, in World, and I think Rise as well, you create an online session and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Do you think it? How did Frontier do it? Because that's an MMO.
It
How did
was
that
all
work?
just it was basically, like like channels from like other like any other MMO kind of title
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you click on one like server in air quotes, and then you have a list of well, they call it worlds. So you click on one world, that world is categorized as this is for the end game players, and then other worlds next to it in the list are like this is for beginners, HR 1 to 6, and so on and so forth. And when you
Mm,
click on one, you then have a couple of rooms to go to, which I would just call the channels as the
right.
example. And then you just click on one, and then that's it. You're just in the what would be just the town, which is the hub, and then you just go do whatever you want to do. Go
Okay.
craft, go do a quest, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right. How do you think Wilds will structure it?
I
What would you
think
be your guess?
Wilds is still going to be like Worlds or I mean like any of the main titles, honestly, or stuff like that, where you just like in World you click on create online session, and
Yep.
then you choose if you want a password or not, blah blah blah. Click OK, and then you just load in, and that's it. I think it's going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have like how many people can be in this lobby at one time. Everyone in the mud's gonna be running around like chickens with their heads cut off, just killing everything around the map, and then coming back to the town. And, like it's probably gonna be kind of crazy, but I mean, we'll have to
But
see.
yeah, because we don't have a confirmation of like how many people can be in a session, right?
Correct, we don't. So
Yeah.
it could probably still be the 4 player lobbies. It could also be something. It might be some kind of. I say this loosely because I don't really know how else to really describe it, but it could be some sort of new tech that Capcom is using, where if you're in a hub, it'll show you everybody that's in that hub in the session. But the moment you go on a quest and you leave that hub boundary, they all vanish. It deloads them, and then it's just you and the players that are in that quest with you, and the world map,
Mm,
just the world that you're going into to hunt the monster. That's the
Mhm.
only way that I can think of if they were to keep more than 4 player lobbies, and how they could probably go about doing that, because I mean, I know there's such a thing as like the further away you are from a model, the less detailed it is, and they could be doing that with other players if they decided to keep every player model is still loaded and still active in the lobby you're in, even if you're on a hunt with other 4 people or with three people, whatever. So that would still be pretty taxing, no matter what platform you're on. It's still a lot to it's a lot for like the game to compute and to communicate and do all this stuff at one time. So my only thought process might just be that, or maybe they have it as a way where it just says, okay, these 4 are going to a hunt. They're going over there. These people, goodbye. They just vanish, and then
Yeah.
you just go do your hunt. And then when the hunt's over, when you go back to the hub, the town or whatever, then it's like, okay, time to load everybody bit by bit, and then there you go. I mean, that still sounds complicated as is because it's very technical, but I, it's not new. Is basically what I'm getting at. Like, it's not a very new thing to exist in a game. There's other games I'm pretty sure that I've seen do that. It's just hard to remember which ones do off the top of my head.
sure.
Yeah. I'd be I'd be more inclined to think that they'll probably just keep it like 4 players a session, which would suck. Because
it
then
really
that would
would.
mean, they're not gonna do things like they're not gonna have like sieges or anything in this game
siege.
because they can't
Yeah.
do anything like that without there being more people.
Mhm. You never know,
But
man. They could
yeah,
probably make
true.
it where it's like 4 players at the beginning, and then when you get to the very end, there's just basically like for you get to the city at the end, or where that's where the end game stuff is located, and then maybe they'll just be like, "Okay, now you have all this available. Now you can have more than 4 people."
Oh god, that'd be funny. Yeah, but God, like imagine you had 16 players in your session and they just all load, and they're just all
Ugh.
loading in your game,
Oh,
right?
man.
You have like 2 parties in the Windy Plains or whatever, and then you have like another party in the forest and
Oh,
another
in the
party
fo
in some cold region or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're all are actually still like just on the map technically.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's
That'd be
so much
insane.
that's
That'd
so
be
much
cool
loading.
to just be able to watch someone hunt from a distance. Like they're battling someone, you could just see them.
Get the
And
old
I know.
binoculars out and just watch.
And then
Yeah.
they'd look at you and be like, "You're gonna help?"
No, sir, sorry. You see that right there? 4 out of 4. Nope. I'm 5. You know the rules. Hunters at a party of bigger than 4 are bad luck. Can't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
white monopolists and all that. Come on.
Uh. So
So another thing I want to talk about is the weather, because that is going to be one of the key things about Wilds. So we have the environment and weather. The weather has different states, which is like fallow and plenty and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And as we already saw during one of the gameplay showcases, it's quite seamless how it just like for example, a big fog sweeps over and a storm rolls in and you just run into it or run out of it. It is said that different states affect not only environment but also monsters.
yeah, you're not
Mhm.
gonna want to fight the raid out
Yeah.
in the storm, man.
Yeah.
He's
They get
gonna
all
be
charged
rough.
up, hey.
He's gonna be
Mhm.
rough.
Extra
Yeah,
layer
the
of difficulty. I'll take it.
Mm.
True.
Yeah. The inclemency is really, really cool. Like, I'm still like I can visually see the difference between the fallow and the plenty, but I don't know what that's gonna actually how that's gonna make any meaningful difference to me when like I'm just single-mindedly trying to exterminate the giant flying lizard. The inclemency where like a storm rolls in, that's meaningfully changes stuff because I can get hit by lightning. The
Yeah.
monster has been shown that they can get hit by lightning. The Ray
The,
Dow eats that up quite literally and spits it back out.
the
So
ground
that
gets
is
hit by
very
lightning
interesting.
and
Yeah.
turns into glass.
Oh,
Yep.
I actually missed that if I'm honest.
Yeah, the ground
it
literally,
turns
like in the Windy Plains, the ground turns into glass when it gets hit by lightning.
it turns into a unique ore that you can
Yeah.
pick up, and it's also in the town as well. So you can see that
Ooh.
the people that live in the village are actually using what well, when lightning strikes on the sand, and all that they use that ore as a means to build whatever they want to build.
Oh, I dig that.
Hmm.
Um,
So
It's
you do
really
literally,
cool.
you dig it.
yeah, you're not wrong. Got pickaxe and everything.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see what inclemency will look like in other regions. Like if there's a
Oh yeah.
tundra
A
region,
blizzard.
will it just obviously be a blizzard?
Yeah.
In the forest, would it be like a dense fog, or would it be something else? Like I'm very interested in that
Could be a
very particular
rainstorm.
aspect. It could. It could absolutely be a
A lot of
rainstorm.
water or something.
Yeah.
Flood out certain regions. Give us a
Yeah.
flooded forest again.
Yep.
Imagine having to fight a snow monster in the middle of a blizzard where you can't see but like 5 feet in front of you.
Oh
You just see this. You just see this
God.
monster diving out of like the blizzard fog at you
Mhm.
and
They
shit.
could
Mhm.
u- and they could use like like if it's something like Gosrog as an example, but the monster
Thank
is
you.
completely
Yes.
white, they can like close their eyes to hide their eyes and then dig into the sand and just be invisible while during a snowstorm. You're like, huh? Where'd they go?
That was my first thought. It's like you've lost track of Gos Harak. What? And just this giant scythe of ice comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Becomes a
Oh.
horror film.
Yeah. Or like
Who's
just
really the
like
hunter now?
like a berry off just out of the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, that would be so. That'd be so scary. Man. By the way, also remember when you're putting up a tent in this game, make sure you put it in an area where monsters aren't gonna fuck with it.
hmm
Yeah, which is
Because
fair.
they will. Because they will.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll lose your. I wonder how that works when it comes to like farcastering out. I wonder if your tent gets destroyed, where do you farcaster to?
Probably the default ones.
I hope.
Oh yeah.
I hope they're all fucking trolls. And you farcaster out, you hit the smoke, you latch onto your windbreak, and then you get the same animation that plays when you don't make it to camp. And it just drops you right back in front of the monster. I just think that'd be funny the first time and probably only the first time.
Did they say there was going to be like basic ones already on the map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a main camp and everything, and then everything else that you want to. Every additional camp is just cost points.
Forward
and then you just pick a
operating.
spot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. That's good. Are you guys based and you don't mind talking palicos?
I don't care. My good. It's whatever. I don't care, and I'm just gonna put it back to the cats. The cats meowing.
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
can just change
whatever.
it back.
Yeah.
Which is the
If
best
that's your
way.
preference. In.
I'm
Why-
very interested in my hunter talking in a story.
Yeah, true.
For
True.
fucking once.
Mhm.
That's
They
cool.
actually
Instead of just-
speak. They have
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
They actually feel like people. Finally.
Like people.
Cool.
They don't
Yeah.
they don't just nod. We're not warriors
He
of light
thinks he's
anymore.
people now.
Yeah, and it's really cool. All the hunters actually speak in cutscenes. They still speak in hunts and all that too,
Mhm.
like they did from Rise and all that. So it's pretty nice.
They're bringing over the that NPCs are able to help you in a fight like they
Yep.
could in Rise.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. And then like you could just SOS them in if you really want to,
Yeah. Thank
which is
God.
also really cool.
It's nice. Yeah, it's
I
nice to give you
hadn't
the option.
thought- Yeah, I hadn't thought much of it. I initially asked the question, like, I wonder who this is for. Is this for people who are like too nervous to play with other folks? And then I promptly was reminded that two tags showed up on Monster Hunter that didn't belong. One was dating sim. I was like, oh,
God.
that immediately makes sense now.
Oh.
And the other I'll save until we're finished speaking.
Dating? Dating sim?
Yeah, dating the dating sim tag is actually on Monster Hunter at the moment.
Yes.
Ooh.
So yeah, and to be fair, it makes sense after Rise with everyone lusting after Utsushi and the twins, and then
And then Fiorine.
Fiorine, thank you.
Yeah.
You can romance someone. That's lovely.
Oh well, no, hold on.
No.
The fans,
Why not?
the fans forced on the dating
Yeah.
sim
Oh.
tag. That is not official.
Make that mod.
There was just so
PC mod,
much
let's go.
trolling.
PC mod.
Yeah, well,
PC mod.
well. I'm not saying that it can't happen. Not
Hey,
if you keep that attitude, it could very well happen.
The dating sim is not on either Monster Hunters on Steam at the moment. So
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, it's not?
It's not. Yeah, I just looked at them.
The hentai tag is.
What?
Wait, I'm looking at World and Rise at the
I
moment.
literally know this because it says one of the tags you have filtered out is associated with this game.
Oh.
I'm literally
Oh.
looking at it now. It's literally
Oh
saying,
my
we're
god.
showing you this game, but technically we shouldn't because you have filtered it. I'm like, wait, what? What is filtered? Oh.
All right. Well.
So
Oh,
yeah, the tags be weird.
but the question is, all right, is it the NPCs that the players are trying to date?
There's enough freaky monster fuckers in the community. We've all seen the artwork.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Is somebody not just trying to take Black Diablos out on a date? Like, I mean,
Let me tell you, it actually, at least on the stuff that I followed, it wasn't actually that prevalent to the point that I tended to forget about the whole Gaijinka community. There is something about specifically Kuv Taroth that made
Yep.
everyone lose their minds.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
no.
I was like, really? This is the monster? Okay.
It was the main that did it for people. That's what it was.
Mm.
Because every time that someone draws something of that monster, if they made it into a human, they have long hair. They
This is
always
true.
have so much hair.
This
I'm
is
like, oh,
true.
I mean, okay. Okay, hair's cool looking. Sure.
Sure.
But yeah, so to answer your question, just
That
yes
works.
in general.
Yeah,
Aqua.
Okay.
Just yes in general.
So we're getting the baby Puke too, right?
Mhm.
Oh God.
So it's sadly not a baby Puke Puke. Oh, there's probably one in Monster Hunter Stories at some point, probably. But
Oh yeah, probably.
yeah. But it's called an Amstrigan?
Astrigian.
Astrigian? Amphibian? Oh, yeah, amphibian,
Whatever.
Astrigian. Yeah, okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like an astringent amphibian? Interesting.
Yeah. Flying froggo.
I know the internet blew up when they saw it, and they were like, "A baby Puke." And people were like, "No, it's not a baby Puke," and they're like, "Well, why not? Why is it not a baby Puke?"
So actually, I agree with you. It's like, no, that's clearly not what that is. And then they hit me with a why not, and I was like, you're right though. It's a compelling argument. Why not?
Why can't we have baby Puke? Come on, guys. We can have him as a pet, just like up on our shoulder.
Look, I'd rather have
spitting
Poogie.
Poison at people.
I'd rather have Poogie, but if you hit me with a baby Puke as a Poogie rep, I wouldn't be distraught.
Poogie's got to be in the game though.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be.
They're not gonna. They're gonna do 2 games without Puge in a row, or not without Poogie in a row. Call it Puge.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, because we all had our rooms and stuff, and you could decorate your rooms, especially in World.
There's
You
always
fill it with animals.
There's always a baby sacred and as a replacement. So
True. We could have
Yeah,
a baby
little
sacred. Yeah.
Choco-Chick.
yeah.
It'd be like that scene from Jurassic Park where you just hold the egg and it cracks open and goes, and you're like, oh, it's a raptor.
That reminds me. I think they might have actually shown a baby sacred on.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
It looks like a little chocobo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, Choco-Chick.
Choco-Chick.
No.
I'm very excited.
You are
to have a
absolutely
raptor.
correct in your estimation.
Yeah. So out of everything that you've seen, all right, and Lab, I want you to not give me the everything answer, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want you to give me the I just want it to be in my hand answer, because I know that's coming too.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking forward to the most?
The entire roster.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
I respect it.
I respect it.
When you say the entire roster, do you mean the entire base roster or
Yeah,
just
base.
okay?
I'm not thinking about X-Pack stuff until
I'm I'm looking forward to the surprises. You know, the little shit that Sugimoto wants to throw in. You know, just toss in, just say and not just say anything about it. You know, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and then you find out that something else is in there. Like that one, like don't like that one basil used to drop. Like, yeah, he didn't say nothing about it.
He didn't say a damn thing about it.
Ready
I
for the
want
third invader.
Sir, you didn't say anything about me getting carpet bombed. What?
right. Yeah, I want more of that. I want more surprises. I want to be pleasantly surprised, pleasantly shocked at things. Like Monster Hunter in general overall is in terms of, you know, gameplay and, you know, everything pretty predictable. I mean, like you get
That's
what you
fair.
get. You get what you get. But when you throw in something like I don't know what would be a good one. Oh, the scenery is coming alive around me. Why are the walls moved? Oh, yeah, that shit would be good.
Yeah.
That would be some good shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
yeah, like
it was
so.
interesting, that stuff.
Yeah, I want you know some surprises. I want and I know this is subjective. I want the difficulty back. I want it to like I want even though it kind of like the infrastructure in the game kind of changed with World once we got once we got Behemoth and it was like
Yeah.
from there they knew they were onto a good thing. And it's like, yeah, do more of that shit. I don't want just basic bitch hunts. No, make this shit, you know, a semi raid. I hate to say a raid, but yeah, make this shit a raid. Sure. Yeah, I'll take that. And then
that's why I like sieges. Yeah.
And then Elatrion had that kind of difficulty. And then Fatalis had that kind of difficulty. I'm like, why the fuck weren't y'all doing this shit all along? I want monsters to have this kind of feeling where they put the fear of God in you.
Elder
Like,
Dragons.
Can't help
should
but
be-
notice you skipped one of those.
Who?
Selfie's not that hard.
Oh, no. I'm being a little shit. I'm talking about the Witcher crossover.
Oh, God, nobody talks about the Lechy.
Nobody
Nobody talks about the Lechy.
Yeah.
Fucking hated that thing. But no, I really like. I hadn't thought about it, but I really like your answers. I think like some of the like the strongest memory I have of Try is not swimming. It's not underwater. It's hunting a Kuro Peko.
Mhm.
Hearing it make a sound and just assuming it was going to be a Great Jagras.
Yeah.
Or Great Jagras? Great Jaggy?
Jaggy.
Yeah,
Jaggy.
Great Jaggy. And then suddenly having a creature I've never seen before come at me and try to eat
Yeah.
me. That,
Mhm.
like a lot of people, that was my introduction to a Devil Joe.
Yeah.
So like it's why when you said Basil just was like, yeah, no, like these are very exciting moments, which aren't always the happiest in the moment because carding sucks, but in retrospect, it's always it's memorable. It's super cool.
It's always a learning experience.
Yeah.
True.
You should never expect to be able to just fucking
Yeah.
do everything we do everything flawlessly.
Yeah.
Correct.
Expect the cart.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm very confused if there's no cart for me. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, you kind of fucking expect it. You're like, wait, this was the hunt? Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, I actually like running into a hunt. No, don't know what the frick I'm doing at first, and then getting decimated, and then eventually you do improve and get better. And this is really, really fun. I like the learning curve a lot.
My, cause they teased it on during during Gamescom. It was like their second run of their panel or whatever where they're talking, and they ended it with somebody going down under the Windy Plains, like just like going down into the hole.
Yeah.
Caves.
Yeah, and then they cut it off, and I was like, I want to see that.
They showed it. They showed it another day at Gamescom.
Oh,
They
was that just the caves? I thought it was like more of
Yeah.
like an actual under thing.
No, it's caves that lead to like what would be like a Valahara nest. It's all sand down there, and
Oh,
you
okay.
can take like an underwater passage and actually manually swim and gather items in the underwater now.
Yeah.
Wait, hold
There
on.
is no
I
there
didn't
is no
know
underwater
this.
battle. There's no underwater battle before you ask.
Okay, it's like
They
you've used
specifically
the
said, "Don't
word.
worry."
They
You said
also
manual swimming. It's like, oh, here
they
we
also
go.
typically said there is no underwater combat one because they were like, we're gonna show them this. You can swim manually. You can look around and slinger hook items off the walls underwater. And they said, we know what you guys are thinking. No, it's not back.
Everybody's
You
like,
have
everybody's like, what? But what about like Chris?
Yeah, a lot of people want it back, and honestly, even if it did come back, I wouldn't. It would take me a little bit, but I could readjust. I do not have fond memories of it, and I used a lance, which, as I understand, pretty great weapon underwater. Yeah, I like the whole above water stuff. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan.
Cause like I saw the cave area on like one of Max's streams or whatever. But I didn't know that was like from the actual like the hole that people had like jumped down into. Cause like the devs cut it off right when they jumped down there. I was thinking, oh, are we gonna get like a Tears of the Kingdom type esque area where it's like super dark underground area,
I
like
mean, you never
right
know.
under.
It might exist in some other
Yeah.
maps.
Yeah, there could be other zones for that. Maybe there's an underground in the forest.
Oh man,
There's a whole bunch of just bugs under there living in the dark.
No, I don't want to think about that. Yeah, because I'm like, I could just imagine like, I wouldn't want like a pitch dark area, obviously, but like an area that's like dark enough to be like,
You want something atmospheric.
yeah, I want something atmospherically dark. All right, not like the
As
cave
I
in the Wildspire
recall-
Waste, not like a cave
Yeah,
in the
as-
Wildspire Waste, but like an actual atmospherically dark place.
This is something they tried. Is it something that they did try? Oh, what a sentence. I don't remember which one had torches. I want to say it was
It's
try.
dry. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a singular cave where that kind of mattered, but it seemed like a concept they weren't too keen on actually going into. And I don't know if it was because of time and this was just like an idea they didn't want to put ahead of any other ideas, or just because they kind of like did it and didn't enjoy it. So kind of like, if I understand it, Dark Souls 2 in that way.
Oh god.
Like there was a plan for that kind of idea, and then for one reason or another, the devs just decided against it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking because I was like, man, that could be so cool or whatever. Like you would not necessarily having to carry around a torch or whatever, but like I mean, we've got like something. I mean, there's probably something in the Monster Hunter world that could be like you have like a lantern attached to your or whatever, and it does like light up the area a little bit, like a good bit, but like it's still like a dark, dank cave.
No, like I want to go the full try experience.
Oh.
Give me that torch, and whilst you're at it, give me back the Giganox. I know Kezu's the big fan favorite. You have an underground segment. Put Gigi
I don't
back
know
in the
if I'd
game.
say that Kezu's a favorite.
Well, okay, all right. You raise a good point.
I would love Giganox or something like Giganox to come back though, for sure, or just to exist.
Yeah.
Giganox is just a better Kezu.
Hey, man.
Okay. Oh, it's so
Kezu's
rare
Steam
that
is
I
my
find
favorite.
someone with taste. I didn't know you were civilized like that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Kezu just screams, hangs upside down, spits, and then shoots
Screams.
electricity. Woo.
Also
Awesome.
eats hot chip and lime.
Yeah. And Giganox
Hey.
at least spawns minions, has lore as to why it can create eggs, and it looks nice. It looks cool. Like it's unique. So, this is cool.
But Kazu has
Damn.
the greatest
Thank
best
you,
theme though. Kazu has best
I'm
theme.
so tired of this meme. This was
I am
funny
too.
for many years. And then they actually decided to never give it a theme. And I was like, okay, that's unfortunate.
Well, I don't have anything else to talk about. I mean, I'm sure you guys have talked about Monster Hunter Wilds for like the past month, and will
Yeah.
continue to for the next 6 months.
Mhm.
Yep. That's true.
When do you think we're expecting we're gonna get a demo for this game? We got to get a demo for this game. My thought process was like Game Awards.
That's what I was thinking too.
I
Yeah.
think so, because apparently Capcom has a habit of releasing games first quarter of the year.
Mm.
So 25 first quarter. So it'd have to be
Oh,
before
man.
then.
Red, I got into a whole conversation about that stuff with my
Oh,
chat
yeah?
a few weeks ago. People in my chat were like, if you look at the time it took for Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise, respectively, to get their announcements, get their demo, and then get the release, it's the same amount of time.
Yeah.
And they both released in the first quarter. And
Yep,
one
yep.
released in March, one was in January. And uh, what they were telling me in my chat, they were like, Wilds is doing the exact same thing technically. So I'm sitting here like, okay, so World and Rise released on the 26th of their respective months in the first quarter. I'm going to assume that maybe we'll get Wilds in February 26th, and at the latest maybe April, because at least it's still but even then, generally whenever you release, especially with Monster Hunter with their past 2 games, they release it I think it's before April because it's still within the current fiscal year or something like that, so that all
Mhm.
all that stuff can
Exactly.
rack up so
Yeah.
the next year. Yeah, so I don't remember if April is past that time, so they would have to release it anywhere from I keep thinking Monday, from January to March,
Yep.
as far as I remember. So I mean, February
It's why
has been
February
dry.
this past few years. Yeah, it's why February this last few years have been an absolute pain in the ass to get anything done in. Because
Mhm.
we've just had this onslaught of games
Yeah.
in like the February, March time. So you're probably right. And it's just a way to punctuate your end of year meeting with investors because it's
Mhm.
whatever you put out then is A, going to sell, and B, in this particular case, it's going to be one of your biggest sellers all previous year. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So Game Awards is a good time for demo release.
Well,
I
I
hadn't
think
even
Game
thought of
Awards will
that
be.
though. But
I
yeah,
think
that's
Game Awards
super solid.
demo announcement will be.
I'm
Oh.
thinking announcement as well.
Announcement? All right.
And then
I mean, it could be announcement and same day. Who
Oh,
knows?
yeah,
true. Yeah. Yeah. My assumption is demo announced the Game Awards, and we probably get the demo in January.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because I think that's
No, I think they do some shit like
Okay.
End of the
Go on.
year Christmas present. Here's the demo.
not even that. It's like I don't know. Well, they could demo because what day would the Game Awards be?
It's a
That's
I think
Thursday.
it's early in the month, right?
It's usually the 7th.
Yeah.
No, like what specific day
Day
this
of the
year?
Oh.
Like what specific
it's
day of the week? Thursday?
oh, it's usually
Thursday?
Thursday. So it's probably going to be either the 5th or the 12th of December.
Yeah, I think Sugimoto pulls tonight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You get to play the demo
Yeah.
tonight.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
great.
don't forget, at the end of tonight's show, there will be a demo. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Everyone scrambles
And
mid
no,
conference.
they-
No. At the end of the
Yeah,
show, come back.
they leave. They
And
collectively
say-
leave the awards.
And they would
Everybody's on
say-
PSN on their phone, like downloading and shit.
Yeah.
When you get back in the
Some
room,
crap, dude. They would say some crap, but they'll be like, what we've shown you today is playable on the show floor. and at home because we're releasing like they're gonna do some crap like that or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
At least it, though, to be fair.
there's something before it
Yeah.
too, though. So, they'll likely show something else maybe during Tokyo Game Show.
Oh yeah, they are going to be
Yeah,
at Tokyo
yeah,
Game
they're-
Show.
Yeah,
Definitely the TGS. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm thinking we might get another trailer maybe at
Mhm.
TGS, and if not, then at Game Awards for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
incoming demo TGS. You're like, okay.
Well, with the
Maybe
amount of
they'll
hands-on-
maybe
I
they'll
was saying,
announce it. Maybe I don't know. Ugh.
You
with
know,
the amount of hands-on stuff that's been going on, I actually genuinely don't think it's unreasonable that it
Yeah.
might happen sooner rather than later. They clearly
Yeah.
they clearly want people to get
their
excited,
hands on
and
it.
yeah, the next logical step is you're no longer hearing it from all of your favorite content creators. Now you get to have first-hand experience.
Mhm. You know, one of the things that I was thinking of earlier when the question was asked what we're looking forward to for Wilds, and I
Mhm.
said I'm looking forward to the roster.
Yeah.
My thought process on that, it just kind of changed a little bit, like as the why, because it's a very simple, blunt answer. But one of the reasons why, now that we got to this part of the conversation, it kind of reminded me. I am looking forward to the monster roster, but it's because I hope that they don't keep showing a whole bunch of new things, like more
Yeah.
monsters. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, I
that's
understand
part of
that.
that's like part of what Sly was saying, where he likes the mystery and finding out brand new things and stuff like that in a different way. Mine is like that. I like walking up to a monster, opening up my journal and being like, hunt X name here, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Selects the quest, goes out
Mhm.
there. Where is this thing? Where am I? You know, like just
Mhm.
everything that follows through with that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping that they don't like the flagship they have to show. If it's anything that
I was
they wanna
about
keep
to
showing,
say,
they
yeah.
have to show that. That's just always a thing. And that's fine. But like we've already seen what 6 monsters, 5 or
Mhm.
6 monsters already. And I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say that this is gonna be
5,
the
yeah.
case for Wilds, but World only had what like 18 or 20 something monsters when it came out before the title
Yeah.
updates. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
admittedly not very many. It's normal, but it's not very many technically, even with low and high rank being you know being
Different
considered
encounters.
and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and still, like I just really want to not have seen nearly half the roster already. You know, before the
Yeah.
game comes out, kind of thing.
No, for sure. For sure. Like if the next thing they show off is the flagship and that's the end of it, there will be so much to discover as players that
Yeah.
it would be pretty great. And I think Monster Hunter has reached the point where it doesn't need to be Square Enix and tip its hand to, matter of fact, Square doesn't need to be Square Enix about this, but and tip its entire hand about what's in the game.
Yeah.
True.
You don't.
Jesus.
What do you mean? You don't like the fact that they were spoiling everything in Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth trailers?
I
Multiple
mean,
trailers? You don't like
if
that?
only
Yeah.
if only it was relegated to just Final Fantasy VII. Hey,
True. True. That's very, very true.
I'll
because
be
at least I have the excuse of I kind of know what's happening there anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I'll be I'll be slightly fair to Rebirth. It while it did show a couple of scenes that I probably would not have want to see, or whatever. I think at least the launch trailer was okay. Remake's launch trailer was not okay.
Ooh.
It was not okay. There are a couple of scenes in Rebirth launch trailer that I'm sitting here like you could have
definitely
not
learned.
shown that. Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
you
they
could have
learned.
not shown that, but I'm not gonna get on you about it. No, Remake's launch trailer, oh my god. Holy god. Like, where was the surprise in any of that? No, that's fair. That's fair. I too would also like. I'm on the side of I'm fine with not seeing any more monsters like outside of the flagship or whatever. Like, I'm not like you guys. I'm not gonna be like, I don't need to like, oh my god, run into this crazy ass monster the first time while I'm playing the game. But I know you guys are, so I want that for you guys. Whatever. I'm fine with just seeing one more monster or something like that. To be fair, I want to know what the apex is in the forest or whatever, just because I want to know
Yeah.
what the hell is scarier than that fucking spider.
That stuff is cool. Like the main thing that comes with the sad feeling that I get when I see too
Mhm.
many monsters in a trailer is when you get to play the game, and as you play through all of it and you fought everything, you realize that when you look back
Yeah.
at it at the trailer, you're like, I saw like half of the roster already, and before
Yeah.
the game came out.
I
Like
know what's
that's
coming. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's a bit much. You basically have seen. I mean, mind you, I'm saying this in an exaggerated way, but like you've basically seen half the fucking game,
Yeah.
just because you've seen half the roster. So I hope that I mean, they can show as many enemies as they want to. If I don't see half the roster, cool, fine, whatever. I don't want to see like most of the monsters in trailers. I want to be able to see them when I go out there and play the game. I mean, like we didn't have any fucking trailers for any of the Monster Hunter games until Try, like or at least in the West that I can remember. And even then, they were just silly commercials for Try.
Like commercial.
Yeah, like, and it was always cool when they're like, "Oh, cool, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite? That's cool. I want to play that because I played the other games before it. This one looks awesome. It's an ultimate version of the second game? Cool." You get the game and you start playing and you're just like, "What is this roster? Where are all these monsters? What is happening in this game?" Like, there's just so much stuff to discover and find out because it's all just like, "Hey,
Mhm.
enjoy all this new stuff." And yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna be happy. I'm still happy regardless of what monsters I've seen in the trailers. I don't care. It's cool, but like it's more of a general thing I've been seeing for a lot of games from companies that when they want to make a trailer, they just like show them everything. Not literally,
Yeah.
obviously, but just like just show them all this, show them all that, and just keep throwing shit at you. It's like that meme with the what is it, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, where she has all the fucking pancakes around her and she's like trying to pick from each one of them. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
With all, it's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like,
No, I
all
definitely
right.
think you're right, and I think it is show them everything, and it's show them everything, but make sure that it's out of order or the context is skewed.
Yeah.
Because this is the issue, right? The
Mhm.
you brought it up earlier. Regardless to how much I might be interested in the narrative here, the monsters are the content,
Yep.
Yep.
and it's why I was just so pissy with Square because they show off the actual content, which is the narrative.
Yeah.
Ah, but yeah,
Yep.
no, I think you're right, and I don't know why it's just become such a comfortable move for marketing departments. I really
Wow.
wish they would stop. Like,
They could
focus
be
on
saving so much money by not doing that. Like
yeah,
you don't have to
actually
fucking
though.
you don't have to oversell Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
You're spending too much money in that department for advertising the game. The game the fact that you guys had said crossplay day one multi-platform release is all the advertising you literally had to do.
Yeah,
That's literally
true.
it. You're literally fine. Everybody and their mother wanted literally all of that, and they got all
Correct.
of that. So there's your money. Literally, you're basically printing money by just saying that and confirming it. So
To be fair, at this point in time, you're basically printing money just by saying new Monster Hunter.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
uh, so yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But hey, man, we've got like 6 months at most. Actually, I don't even know. I don't even know if it's 6 months anymore.
We're in September currently.
Yeah, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
We got 6 months at most. To
Say it that
bef-
way, it sounds so far away, but I know that it's not.
I
I
feel like
know,
I've said
eh?
this once before here. You blink, and all of a sudden you'll be like, "What the hell? It's December. Where am I?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, you remember yesterday was January. Uh, I actually
Young me in such a rush to grow up. Suddenly everything moves faster now. They never
I know, right?
mention that.
Yeah, they never do. They never do.
I like sat I've sat here like a couple of times like thinking, fuck, it's
Let the time
September
go.
already.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Kai no Kiseki was announced almost a year ago. Jesus. Now it's coming out at the end of the month. The fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I feel the pain. I feel the pain. But
And also, to clarify, like how you were saying before, Aqua, that like you don't care. Like if you see the trailers, like okay, cool, my monsters to hunt. I'm excited regardless, that kind
yeah.
of stuff. That's perfectly fine too. Anybody can feel like that. I mean, like I'm still gonna watch the trailers regardless. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be spoiled by anything and being mad about being
I'd
spoiled. I'm
rather
just
it
like,
be
whatever.
your way. I'd rather it be your way, right? Because I get the same enjoyment seeing the monsters or not.
Mhm.
So you get better enjoyment not knowing half the roster
Yeah.
and going in. All right. I'm happy either way because I'm gonna load up the game and be like, all right, time to go on a mass killing spree.
Got my checklist right here. Yeah.
Like, all right, I want this armor right here. All right, time to fight these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And time to
Oh,
squeal
man.
like a little girl when I'm fighting something that I know is gonna kill me in like 2 hits.
The gear detail in that game is insane. I
Oh.
can't believe it.
We didn't even talk. We didn't even talk about it.
Gear detail is beautiful.
Mm.
The fact
No-
that you
No
can change,
gender gear.
yeah, you
Yep.
can wear whatever you want to. You
Wear
can
whatever you want.
you also get skills that are tied to the weapon type you're using on the weapon. So they
Yeah.
just took the full thing and they just put it on. Made it normal. They also said something, loose translation, and also I can't really remember very well, but they said something along the lines of when you're building an armor set and you are making a set for a set bonus, it's not going to just incorporate, oh, I have 2 pieces of like I don't know, fucking 2 pieces of Teostra armor or something, and I get my 2-piece Teostra set. It's gonna be also including the fact that it's a species set. So it's not just a monster specific thing. It's not just Teostra. It's also Elder Dragon and Teostra when it's incorporating giving you a set bonus. Like it's
Yeah.
something like that, which is cool. That's neat. That makes it really interesting and more creative on build potential. That means there's a lot. Like it's crazy how that one thing can change up and add so many new things for all the gear in the game. Not to mention this is before the X pack even comes out. Like, ugh.
Oh god, we're gonna get an expansion at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
With
and
new
just
mechanics.
imagine that.
The new mechanics. Mm-hmm.
New mechanics to boot.
Mm.
Oh, another area, more monsters. Like in this already
G-rank.
in this already like rich game already. So insane. Capcom making us eat is what's going on here.
Speaking of food, the food looks different depending on the ingredients you'll cook with.
There's
That's
really
meat.
cool.
Meat is
Yeah.
back,
Sly?
Sly. Meat's
you
back.
happy?
Meat's back on the menu.
You can
And
put
fish.
you can put mushrooms on there. You can
Yep.
sprinkle a little
Mhm.
parsley or whatever you want on there.
Yeah. The accoutrement, that good.
Yeah.
It meat. It ain't dongo.
Nope.
I mean, shit, I can take a soup. Hell,
That's true.
World had soup. I'll take a soup. But we got meat.
Yep.
So
attention to detail-
tasty.
That attention
So
to detail is crazy, man.
tasty.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the amount of detail. And the fact that they also said that when you want to actually get this so tasty line to pop up, you have to do something specific and it's different now.
Oh, interesting. All right.
That's really, really cool. And you also, whenever you cook raw meat to make a well done steak or whatever, it's not just a mini game of heating it, it's also a mini game of cutting it. So I guess you get more depending on how well you cut it at the very end after you cook it. On top of the fact that well done steaks now don't just give you more stamina back, they also heal you. So
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it was an old armor skill where if you just ate well done steaks, it would also heal you on top of that. So they just said, yeah, just make it normal. It's food. You're eating food. It might as well heal you a little bit. So it's like, okay, cool, sure, I'll take it. So man, but that was also really cool.
I know
All the
slice all meat
UIs
was
were
like finally,
Mm.
finally some
Yeah,
some
it's
good
been
fucking food.
it's been too
Yeah.
fucking long. It's been too fucking long.
my man's malnourished over here.
Mhm. We've been eating sweets. We've been eating fucking dongo. What the hell?
Yeah.
How do you expect us to fight monsters on Dongo?
Right? How?
I mean, to be fair, it's a
In
lot of
what
carbs.
world?
Yeah, but there's no
No
protein, dog.
protein.
No,
No
no, I
protein.
understand. Look, I'm just saying they're just going for energy. They're going for short bursts.
They're
They want you to get
ninjas.
these hunts over with quickly.
They're
The ninjas,
something
man.
that's a
They're
big
ninjas.
choking hazard when you eat it. Oh my god.
You know, yeah. But yeah, the Grand Meowster and the Meowscular Chef would disapprove quite a lot, I imagine.
Yes, yes.
Now even the new cat would also feel the same way.
God damn, that new cat
New cat is
looks
cool.
badass.
He's so
That
cool.
cat is so Chad. That is the chaddest cat ever.
It very briefly made me think maybe they should bring back the Palico weapon again. Well, Palico weapon, where the weapon was the Palico, but
Can't
yeah,
wait.
maybe bring that back. I'd play as that.
Don't worry. I saw Rurikon's interview with the devs when he was over at I think Gamescom, and he spoke for Gaijin Hunter in Japanese in a joking manner, saying, "Please bring back the Partnya," and the devs just laughed.
He did. Yeah, I watched him make a lot of use of that. I didn't like, all joking aside, I didn't care for it that much, but I know it was very popular and very effective.
Yep, sure was. It sure was.
The downside is I can't have a big fuck off shield as a Palico, and that's my
You
whole
can
thing.
have a cannon, I guess.
It is true though.
Or
You raise a
tank.
fantastic,
To
raise a
get in the
fantastic
tank.
point.
Ugh.
I mean, I play Lance, Fun Lance, and Charge Blade. I live behind this guard up
The
that saves
lifestyle.
my life.
Yeah.
I understand now. Now that
Yeah,
I've taken up the lance, I
telling you,
actually
man.
understand now. I'm just like,
Mhm.
my finger doesn't leave R2. I'm just like,
And they did the worst thing because I would occasionally play other weapons, and then they gave me offensive guard, and I'm like, well,
Mhm.
now I get a buff for just timing my stuff. I play Charge Blade. This is grand. Thank you.
Dude, the fact that all the the blocking weapons and like, the fact that they're even adding perfect guards to like everything is so cool. I'm so happy that they have perfect guards, counters for the
Yes.
perfect guards. I'm glad that weapons can literally just clash with a monster and knock it over, and toppling it down. Like the mount mini game, thank God, is just the traditional mount mini game, but
Yeah.
they allow you to stab with a light or heavy attack, and then they can also let you use your main weapon, and like depending on how much damage you've dealt to certain parts, which then notify you, okay, you wounded this to a certain degree, and then you do the finisher, and then you just wound the part, and you just get rewards for it. That's just cool. This is really neat. I don't have to use Clutch Claw, I don't have to do nothing. I just gotta hit the monster and use my weapon. But focus mode is also just using my weapon. That's it.
I already much prefer wounding to tenderizing. Like, but it's not even
Mhm.
close. Thank God tenderizing is gone.
Yep.
also your handler picks up the pieces of material that drop off of monsters.
The handler actually does something. It isn't
Dude,
just
Alma is
giving you
already
Wow.
top tier.
Yeah. She actually
Alma
travels with
is
you.
like top 2 handlers already, and
Mhm.
she's
So
probably going to be
cool.
1 by the end of it.
Yep. She's awesome. The fact that the handler actually journeys with you and like communicates with the guild and also your and like the cats that also like they tend to the tents, like the portable temporary tents and all that, all those little
Mhm.
camps, like all that stuff is just so cool. And they said, yeah, the handler's going to handle all that, and you can see them either bring it up or maybe even interact with some of the NPCs and stuff. And it's like, oh, Okay.
Yeah, they're finding ways to really represent the lore in game. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have anything else about Wilds that you would want to talk about?
Oh yeah, fucking AI.
Oh,
Fucking
Yeah.
because again, it's more of a predictable kind of thing. How monsters interact and everything.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like we've known for a couple of generations how monsters will interact when they see each other. They'll get in a fight. Oh, fuck you up. And then one of them or both of them will peace out.
Yep.
I
Likewise.
wonder if they've altered that, because that kind of gets it, like, again, when you like I said, it's predictable. We know what's going to happen every
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
I
From
hope.
everything I've
Yeah.
seen,
Yeah.
I was like, from everything I've seen, most of the time the Rei Dao and the Doshiguma like either keep attacking each other or just turn around and start attacking the hunter, or just start
Yeah.
like the Rei Dao like will end up like will just like follow you.
My point is, nobody should leave unless dung potted.
Yeah.
Mhm. Or if the
That's my
monster's
thing.
hungry. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
trying to feed a natural,
If the
something
monster's
natural.
hungry, yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
we
something natural.
have the answer to this, and unfortunately, I believe it is that one of them bails. As I
Mm.
recall, I think I saw Doshiguma get lured over to Rei Dao, obviously lose, and then limp away.
Well, funny thing about that too is the devs have also mentioned that in certain cases, if a monster is actually physically weaker because you've beaten the shit out of them, and then they get into a turf war, there's a high chance that they will lose in comparison to what they're fighting. Even including small packs of monsters,
Yeah.
like that's crazy to me.
Ooh,
Like the
I
fact
Yeah.
that
like
I hope.
that.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope there's that kind of like believability, shall we say?
yeah, they
And yeah.
go
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
It's just that I also am hoping that the weather conditions will also affect it. Like some
That'd be
monsters
cool.
would not like a big storm rolling in, and they maybe get a bit shaken up by that.
Mhm.
Or as I was saying earlier, Balahara sets traps. Something maybe would like heck a monster up like that too.
Mhm.
There's like lots of different conditions that would not make it so predictable.
Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
for sure.
that is something that they were talking about, that they were like working on. So I they did say that with like the small raptors that were in the demo, they did say that there will be times where if they attack a wounded large monster, they're not going to lose. Like they can, but it's not always going to be that they lose. There will be
I like
chances that
that.
they'll actually like knock down the monster, they'll topple them over, they'll beat the hell out of it, they'll bite at it and stuff like that. And I believe they also mentioned the same thing for turf wars. It's
Mm.
just maybe if you fight Raid Dow a whole bunch, and then it's like maybe let's say for example, just to keep it simple, it's limping. It's as weak as it possibly can be, and
Sure.
then it goes into a turf war with a Doshiguma. It's going to lose
Mhm.
as an example. Like that the possibility of that is what they were talking about. So
Yeah.
No, I dig it. It reminds me of the cutscene where a Zenogre loses to a pack of Iodrome, or of Io prey with an Iodrome. Like, I think that there are absolutely cases where that should happen. That's really
yeah.
cool.
There definitely should be, especially if they want their game to be more of a living, breathing world that they keep showing very, very good examples of, uh, as they've been showing us more and more information on the game. So I think it'll be. I mean, I'm sure there's probably still going to be some sort of predictability. Like I don't think you can really, unless they just say, hey, flip that switch right there. It just says RNG. Flip the switch, 100% RNG. Whatever happens, happens.
Oh God.
Whatever. Like,
Whatever happens, happens.
yeah, like unless they do something like that, I don't. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some predictable moments. And if it's let's say for example, it's like what I'd call semi-predictable. So it's going to be like, okay, I'm fighting Doshiguma. I see Ray Dow over there. He's gonna come over here, and they're gonna fight, and that's the predictability. And then it becomes the semi-predictability part where it's like, okay, let's grab the popcorn and see who wins this time, boys. And then you just sit there and wait, and then it's like, okay, they lost, haha, and then they just go back to fighting Kadoshi Guma, stuff like that. Instead of it being like, oh, here they go, they're gonna clash, and then they're gonna draw, they're gonna roar at each other, they're gonna run away, like that kind of crap. Like I don't think we're gonna get that fairly often. But it's just nice that they are branching out to try and change up the fact that it's not always going to be just what we are used to from the past games. So it's
Yeah.
definitely something to for me personally to be excited about. It's just
Sure.
interesting.
Yeah. Anything else?
Hmm.
I'm sure there's plenty of things, but I can't remember at all.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Fair enough.
well,
I'm just excited. Oh,
yeah. Believe me. I what that's it. Last month I played like half the month I played World, and I will be going back to it again or whatever.
Mm.
Obviously, like we were like farming Safi Jiva a couple of
Mhm.
nights, because my ass after getting back in the world again and like doing a new character, I didn't know that they put it on like a 2-week rotation with Kulv Taroth.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting here like, why? Why would you do this? I want to
Yep.
fight Safi Jiva right now.
Mm-hmm. Not a fan of them keeping it like that too. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. They should have just kept it like the old games where you just do a certain number of quests and they pop up because I mean they have the same
Yeah.
system in the game
Yeah.
itself and world itself anyway. So should have just kept it like that. But
or you
uh,
can force it with the recon.
yeah,
But I farmed out a couple of weapons, so I think next is gotta fight Raging Brachydios.
I still gotta farm him for like 6 immortal reactors. Still not done.
We tried fighting him
The
a couple
death
weeks
match
ago.
is a hell of a mechanic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we tried fighting him a couple weeks ago, and it was not fun. Not fun. He's a little too rough. I'm sitting here thinking, man, is a monkey actually easier?
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
goddamn.
So Brachydios doesn't deal. Sorry, Raging Brachy doesn't deal in blast. No. Raging Brachy
Slime.
deals in slime.
Yeah, that's annoying. But yeah, I mean,
It was amusing though.
Yeah, we'll be playing World off and on, for until Wilds comes out. So, and I guess we're in our going to be playing what games we're gonna be playing this next week or whatever, for Lav and Sly. What are you guys going to be doing the next couple weeks?
So I go ahead.
Gundam.
Well, that tomorrow I'm starting Famicom Detective Club Emio the Smiling Man, which I've heard really good things about. Because I played the first two, like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Murder mystery.
Were amazing. Yes. Were really amazing murder mysteries, and heard rave things about this, and this one got a M rating, so you know some shit's about to go down in this one. Besides that, Gundam, yeah. Other than that, football time.
Oh, yep.
Football. Let's go.
It's time for the football. So yeah, Sunday. I will be making an official statement on Twitter, but for the most part, Sunday.
Football day.
Like this Sunday in specific, it's the start of the season, start of regular season. I do not exist. I do not exist. I bought NFL Sunday ticket. mainly just for the Dolphins. But opening season, I'm gonna watch as many games as I can, like because I can, because that's what Sunday Ticket allows you to do.
I respect
So
that. I do.
I do not exist this Sunday. Do not hit me up unless you are dying. I will not give a damn.
And
I
though,
will,
and
like,
even then, he has warned you.
Anything less, I will not give a damn. Like, you better be dying.
You be
What
throwing
if we're
football
just
parties?
dying?
You be
If
throwing
we're dying to
football
talk to
parties?
you.
Football parties?
Yeah.
No football parties?
Yeah.
I better see
I'm-
some cocktails or some sort of mixed drinks, brother.
Yeah, you better exist that way.
For football.
Mixed drinks?
Yes, sir.
There be some food nights.
I tend to do just wings and beer, but I can make a cocktail for
Yeah.
special.
Hey man, you
Ooh,
better
sounds special.
there better be a food night. Preparing
You
for a big
spend money.
game.
You spend money on the ticket, right? You
Mhm.
might as well treat yourself and go the whole way. You might as well.
I mean, I already I literally went to Costco maybe a couple weeks back and bought like how many wings? Like how many
Oh, man.
packs of wings?
Yeah,
Those
I
little
do.
those little big packs. Yeah, I bought
Yeah.
like about 5 of them bitches. So
I've
that's
done a
like
few cooking
100.
streams before. I actually enjoyed watching you prepare like
Yeah.
the chicken wings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are great.
So yeah.
Lab, what are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
get into?
I'm gonna keep working on crafting everything in World.
Do you think you'll get it done before Wilds?
100%.
Okay.
That's not. It's not that long. I
You underestimate his power.
yeah. I've already. I don't have to play Sunbreak anymore because I already did everything in Sunbreak and crafted
Yeah.
everything.
True.
And
Yeah.
the only thing I've really been up to in terms of streaming stuff is just Monster Hunter World because I want to work towards crafting all that stuff and it was just prime time to talk about Wilds because all that new information and all that it's just sharing excitement and everything. So all I have left in World right now is to craft the weapons and I'm all done. I have all the pendants, all the armor, all rarity or all ranks for the cat and the hunter, all layered, all the charms, all maxed out. Everything's done. I have all great swords, all long swords crafted. I'm not including, oh, you should do the siege and get all the RNG, Safi and
That's
all
no,
weapons.
yeah, that's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yeah.
I am doing it just on the side, and if I start to run out of room, I'll start getting rid of like the really like low rarity versions of those weapons and be like, nope.
The first rank bone weapon, yeah.
No. I'm getting rid of like the lowest possible like Colv weapons because they don't,
Okay. Yeah,
like that
fair.
kind of thing. That's what I'm gonna be doing if I don't have enough room. Currently though, I have about 2,300 equipment pieces out of 2,500. So,
Damn.
or maybe more than 2,300. Like it's getting close. I have like roughly 100 something slots of for equipment left. So
The
yeah,
man is a machine.
it's getting there. Um, Off stream, I've just been playing Frontier again because I was watching Strippin play it, and I was like, man, come on, man, all right. So I just installed it again. So I was just helping him out in game with a couple of other people, like his friends. Just I was like, can I join? Cool, awesome. And I played like a little bit, and that was it.
Yeah.
Um, more off stream Guild Wars stuff. It's been doing stuff with Wolf's guild and Guild Wars. I was, I still am, mind you, pretty interested in Visions of Mana because I just wanted a new Mana game.
Yeah,
and
that
I
looks
always loved
really
that.
pretty.
Yeah,
It looks
that
really pretty.
looks gorgeous. And there's that game, and then there's what was it? Warhammer, the new Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Space Marine 2?
Yeah.
Space
I've
Marine 2?
Yeah.
I've never played that before. I've never played any of those before.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the lore of that world except for when I played what was it
Vermintide?
the Vermintide what's it's not Vermintide, what's it called? Darktide?
Dark Tide,
Is that
yeah.
what it is?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I played
Dark
like
Tide, yeah.
I played like the beta or something when that was
Yeah.
available, and I was like, "This is cool." And then people were just telling me about like just the silly things that happen in the world of that that universe, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." But I've never played like anything outside of that, so I'll have to see. I watched the trailer for it for the new Warhammer 40K game, and I was like, "Whoa, that looks
Yeah.
crazy. That looks
Yeah.
cool." So I'm excited for that. There's other games too that I want to play, but I I don't know. I'm absolutely interested in P3R's DLC, The Answer. I never
Oh
I
yeah,
I
episode
never
I guess.
played I never played that before. So
Y-
uh
The the opening release today.
yep, and I ain't watching it for
Yeah.
the same reason we talked about it earlier. I don't want I am not gonna watch nothing. I went back and watched some stuff and I like some trailer stuff and everything, and I was like, damn,
Well,
what
this
in
is
the
this is
hell?
like just the opening, so it's like the thing you would
Yeah,
see at the
no,
beginning of the game.
yeah, that's fine. And like a friend of mine sent me told me like, hey, check this out if you want to see the opening. And I was like, I do want to, but I also don't because I want to experience it when I load up the game
Yeah.
and I see it there. Because one of
Yeah.
the like I don't even know how to describe this like in a more meticulous way, but when I first started P3R,
Mhm.
I popped that game on, but I don't while stream was up and everything, and I let that opening rock. I started crying. I was like, this is awesome. This was a really good opening. I want
Yeah.
to experience some sort of like similar joy in terms of like this is a really cool opening. Like the animation is cool, the way that everything kind of portrays itself is cool, whether you knew what it meant or not. You know what I mean? And the music was awesome. I wanted to just like experience all of that like fully when that comes out kind of thing. So
Yeah.
there's just no time, man. Like if it was me, like over a year or almost 2 years ago or something, or 2 years ago now, if it was me 2 years ago where I stream every single day for like 10 plus hours, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do all that, no problem. Now I'm just like, yeah, I'll get around to it when I want to. I'm not in a
Mhm.
rush. Game ain't going anywhere. So yeah, but I'm just interested in all that stuff. I'm excited. Also I know off the beaten path here. There's some of this. I'm not gonna name everything. We can talk about this after. Some of the stuff I saw in the Nintendo Direct. Ooh, yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty good direct, to be fair.
Oh,
Yeah. No. No.
actually.
Yeah. No. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
hinting at. I
Yep.
was. I got words, and only one thing about it is just what and why, and Aqua knows exactly what it's gonna be
Yep.
about.
Yep.
Everything
Yep.
else, I was like, "This is so cool." So, nothing
Speaking of
bad though, like, literally nothing bad. It was just all cool stuff.
speaking of, you motherfuckers, all right? You guys have taken your detours, all right? You guys have taken your detours. All right?
Don't look at
Come
me.
the fuck on.
Don't look at me. I'm still ahead of Sly.
He
Was
he's halfway through 4, I think.
Yeah.
Man, like, on the other side of the room. Yep.
Yeah. Look, tell them to stop releasing fucking games.
Wait,
That's true.
I can't. All right. And I
That's
don't
true.
want them to. I love these games.
There's just too many games like that come out around the same time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
fucking
nuts.
sucks. I hate it.
Yep.
I fucking hate it.
God damn it! Why do we play video games? Like, come on.
I don't know, man.
I feel you. I again speaking on that or whatever. I've for at least this next week or whatever. Hopefully, I've got the final act of Kurono Kiseki 2 or whatever that I'm finally gonna get through. All right,
Ooh.
because the new game's coming out at the end of the month. All right, and I gotta cop that, and that game looks like they've already said it's like the second longest script in the series.
Oh
So
god.
yeah, so it's not as long as 4. It's not as much script as 4, but it's somewhere in between 3 and 4 because 3 has a long script as well.
Yeah. That's true.
So I'm excited for that. There's a lot of shit happening in these games, man. All right.
Man, again, I am still excited to find out. Like,
Yeah.
like my excitement for all of that stuff, even from where I'm at currently, I'm still really excited to experience all of it
Mhm.
and all that. Like, my excitement has not dwindled at all. It's just
Too
like
many games.
I either pick one thing or I pick the other, and I'm just like,
Yeah. I'm telling you, Kuro 2 came out like a year and a half ago. I still haven't beat it. That's how bad I am with it. But I got burnt out on like the Trail series for a little bit, so I took a long break. But now I'm like, I'm
steam ahead.
pushing through this game.
Yeah.
Um,
feel it.
outside of that, fucking I'm continuing Fairy Tail. All right, I've already seen most of Fairy Tail. I'm just watching it with my friend, so
Oh.
I've even created a character relation map or whatever for my friend, because as I'm rewatching it, I've noticed the smallest bits of like breadcrumbs that the mangaka fucking threw in like the first fucking season that comes to head in like the final arc. So I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, that's gonna be me this week. I'll probably load up Gundam Breaker 4 and mess around with that a little bit. But I mean that's
Nice
if I
speaking slang
feel it.
language.
Yeah, that's it. No, the language is playing JRPGs. All right, a series that Sly just keep playing.
Doesn't lie. All you gotta do is just put the SMT Saturdays on the side and be like, all right, JRPG.
What do you think I've been doing for the last few Saturdays?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, and the babe's been bitching at me, baby raging. There ain't no SMT
Oh, I know.
this week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Mhm.
I remember seeing that.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? Sly's carrying the SMT fans on his back or whatever. He's like the only one playing these games.
Okay, come on. All right, come on.
Apparently, I'm not. Apparently, I'm not, because I didn't get invited into the metaphor thing. So yeah, there's that. Yeah.
I'm about
How,
to
wait,
say,
whoa! How did you not get invited and Happy did?
You asking the wrong people.
Yeah, you
What
got
the fuck?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to, my friend.
Mhm.
But also, to be fair, I mean, our friend Crystal also has been doing quite a lot for SMT stuff. She's been experiencing a lot, so it's been really cool to see more people getting into it. I say that as if I've fucking been playing it forever, but I obviously haven't. I'm in the same ballgame. I'm now experiencing 3 and 5, and I'm like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
awesome. Now, just please put SMT4 and 4 Apocalypse on Steam, so I don't have to fucking illegally download it or anything like that. And also do the same thing with Digital Devil Saga, because I've always wanted to play that game.
Oh, that's good. That's
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah, no,
everybody, see,
absolutely.
everybody always says the same thing about DDS. So I was just like,
Mhm.
oh man, that's a good game, and I'm just like,
It's
I want to
a
play it, man.
It's a Final Fantasy 4. It's a Final Fantasy. It's a Final Fantasy's lovers SMT. Like
Yeah.
that's your gate of entry. That is there ain't no monster catching. You got a set party. It
Mhm.
just straight up, go on adventure, do a thing. And it's a really good adventure. Yeah.
And
I'll be honest with
like-
you. To me, Digital Devil Saga is infinitely more reachable than Apocalypse, because Nintendo.
oh
I'm just
yeah.
gonna leave that alone where it is. And B, eye strain. Again, mostly down to the DS just being an
Yeah, the screen.
awful way
Yeah.
to play any video game.
Yeah, like
But yeah, no, like digital. I holy crap! I almost just did the thing you just explained. It is a good game. You definitely should play.
yeah. I never get to hear the end of it. Basically, I'm never tired of it. I'm glad, and I don't know. I just can't wait to play it. It always looked cool, and I really enjoyed my time getting into SMT by playing Nocturne for the first time. Like I was just like,
Mm.
what is this? This looks cool. Fast forward to when they made the remaster, and I played it like last year or a few months ago, or at the beginning of this month, I think, or something. And I was just like, all right, I'm finally gonna play the game, because I kept on putting it off. and then I sat down and I'm just like, I don't have a complaint for this game. I just don't.
Mhm.
I have not a single complaint about Nocturne. And then when I finally got to play and finish SMT5 Vengeance, specifically Vengeance, because I didn't play the original when that came out, I was like, well, I have no complaints. Like it's just been a fun time. Like sure some bosses are messed up and shit like that. But Sai, you
Mhm.
you beat Vengeance, right? Or did you just play Creation? I
No,
don't
no,
remember.
I'm beating both.
Okay. The Hayatara boss fight where
Oh
he just
yeah, yeah.
tanks the
Fuck
whole
that
time.
fight. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. See,
Mhm.
you go in there and you're just like, okay, boss fight, cool. Sad moment, blah, whatever accompanies it, and then all of a sudden you're like, why did I just die? Bro's using
Yep.
items on me and I'm dead in like a churn. Like what happened? And then you just go back and try it again and you change it up a little bit, SMT way, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. It was still
Yep.
a bit of a pain, but I mean, I learned and it was still cool and fun. So like, I, like that's part of the experience. So it was just fun. It was rushed. That entire game was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dalit,
I still
what
need
do
to
you
pick
have
up
planning this week?
Vengeance.
Yeah, you do need to pick
I
up
you
Vengeance.
should.
literally,
You should.
I've
yeah,
picked up
no,
Vengeance
like, I
twice.
absolutely
I
need to-
picked it up twice. All right. I picked it up twice over you picking it up 0. All right.
Yeah, well, to be fair, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I've
No. Well,
had a
no.
lot
No.
to
No.
do. I've had a lot-
Tell me what you're gonna do this week first.
Okay. Well, I bought Wukong at the beginning of this podcast because I've been pining over this game for like 5 years or something, and it came
Oh
out,
yeah.
and PoE had me by the soul. So, the moment I can think straight long enough to play a video game, it is now the video game I will be playing.
Okay.
Nice.
I will pick up Vengeance at some point because 5 was immensely enjoyable, and I quite literally 100% it. It was. I've said this before. I don't particularly care for Persona games.
Mhm.
I like their story. I like their characters. I cannot seem to finish them. It just like the game physically just lasts longer than me. It outlasts me.
Yeah.
But the SMT games are so, I wouldn't call them like they're not like more focused or anything, but like they're just I struggle for these games to be long enough for me. So
I feel like
I literally
I feel like with like the it's a weird way to put it, but I feel like the feeling with Persona to SMT is that SMT is more straightforward than Persona. That makes it more enjoyable for people that prefer that. Which is the same way that Sly was saying that DDS is more, uh, preferable for people because compared to SMT because there's no monster catching. There's
yeah,
no you
yeah.
just you got what you got there. You just play the game. There's your story. You play the game. Blah blah.
Yeah, you are
There's no extra
slowly
intricate thing.
removing
Yeah.
levels of complexity. Like
Mhm.
you're right, because Persona, what it comes down to is, whilst I like the characters and the narrative, I don't care for the life sim at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
So once you get rid of that, I'm like, no, but I did like the length. Apparently, it was just the shit that I was having to do during that length I didn't like.
Yeah.
Mm.
And DDS is great. And honestly, is that Kaneko art? It's Kaneko artwork, right? I freaking love the way he designs characters.
Dude,
It's so weird. Oh my goodness, but I love it.
very, very good artist.
And SMT5 is just everyone's so fucking pretty. Even when they're not, they kind of are.
Leak. What are you gonna be doing this week?
Make me say it. Don't make me say
Wow.
Probably mindless wowing, yes.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Hopefully something else.
For the Alliance? Is that what the war games
Yeah.
are?
Well, that's what everyone
Yeah.
else is playing, so I just joined what they were doing.
That's fair enough. Well, I can't imagine, even if everyone was Horde, you weren't going to immediately jump to the werewolves. Something deep in my heart.
Well, you can't be a organ as a horde. character.
Oh no, I know, and I'm just trying to figure out how you would bring yourself to say no to that.
I don't know.
I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you find a way to
As I
enjoy.
said, I'm not quite sure
since
yet.
it's
I think
grip-
I am.
Yes, since it's
I-
gripped you, we're not sure if that's a good gripping or not.
I
Hopefully it
don't know.
is.
I don't know. I don't know. Really bamboozled. I feel like I've been bamboozled. Anyway, please
yeah.
kidnap me for Monsanto or something. Please.
I mean,
Well.
likely.
Well, that is going to make it the end of this over 2.5 hour podcast. If you made it this far, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. People that joined us in Twitch chat, because we stream these now, thank you for dropping by, and you come by our YouTube channel and hit the like and subscribe button. And we will see you guys next week, barring Dalit dying or
Yeah, well.
there not being any news. But there is news because we're going to talk about probably Concord next week. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Now, everybody go and say bye.
Be good now.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely